Okay, let's go.
Hello, and welcome back to the Mr. Bepic channel for another Monday Night Lights. Tonight, though, is a very special episode because it is another SEL versus Great Lakes CRL kind of competition night where 4 SEL teams take on 4 Great Lakes teams, and we'll see if either of the two conferences come out on top. So, starting off the show with me, I have, first of all, I'm wearing the SEL shirt, so I gotta bring in some Great Lakes representatives, and I got Joseph the Voice joining me in the booth for our first series. JTV, my man, how you doing?
I am doing pretty darn good. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a part of the action. You know, I've tuned in a few nights myself and got to see the action. Obviously, I wasn't a part of the last one, but I'm definitely here this time, and I'm excited, especially knowing we have Davenport coming in here. This has been a pretty, top tier kind of school. They've really been putting it together pretty well. So seeing what they can do up against a team that I really don't know much about. I don't know much about Radford or most of these other schools that you guys are bringing to the forefront right now. So to me, there's going to be a lot of interesting things to watch, and we'll see if Davenport, this is not their A team. I will point that out, but they do have a phenomenal roster from the top down to the bottom. So we'll see how they play, and I'm really excited just to see how everything goes throughout the day. So thank you for having me.
It's going to be a fun night. I can promise you that much. And like you said, this is the Davenport kind of B-side with Para 16 and Byra taking the pitch tonight against a Radford team that just won my last Monday Night Lights tournament night. So technically, Radford isn't an SEL school yet, but I'm pretty sure they will be next season. This is a newly formed roster with Super Smurf, Xyrus, and Rhyolite, 2 kind of Cumberland transfers as well. Super Smurf playing their the last year, I believe, and then Rhyolite was competing for them earlier in the summer. Now he's moved over to join Super Smurf at Radford, and they're a dangerous squad. Joe, let me tell you, Rhyolite is cracked. I swear he was building up the Monday Night Lights like clip reel just with his own plays last Monday. It was absurd how good he is. So Davenport's gonna have their fair share of work cut out for them tonight.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that being the case, but I will say the Byra Para combo, seeing them coming together again, it's dangerous because that 1-2 punch, when it's working, one player can make a difference. When you got 2 players working together to make a difference, it's gonna be a lot harder, to keep them under, uneased and stuff like that. So really just looking forward to seeing how things are gonna play. I mean, obviously it sounds like I'm going in favor of Davenport, but I'm honestly, I don't really know what to think right now. I want to say if I was to go and make a prediction at this point, I'd say, maybe Davenport, but honestly, we're going to be a wild card today. I'm going to be the one caster that's probably going to get yelled at later on, but I'm here I'm here to go off of facts that I do know. I do know this Radford team is a good team. I do know that they have been building very strong, and I do know that Davenport, like I said, they're not playing with their A squad, but this is still a very good squad. I've watched them play time and time again and seen them kind of coming together, and them being that core squad that I really got to see in Great Lakes makes me really happy. But I do always like the question marks. I do always like hearing that there's a team that was winning last time they were here. So we're going to go the distance, and I'm going to still go for Davenport, of course.
Okay.
So I got you on the whim there, you know?
You did. I thought you were going to be the one Great Lakes caster to just, like, be completely insane and vote against the Great Lakes team. But I respect the bait. That you had me going right there. So I appreciate the go in the distance comment, though, which I am hoping we can do. I don't know what to expect, in all honesty. Last time I saw this Davenport roster play, they were getting 3-1 by the University of Texas on Monday Night Lights. That was our second tournament night. They went out in round 1 there, so a bit of redemption for this Davenport team, whereas Radford won the last Monday Night Lights tournament, and they're starting off strong as Superstar had an early opportunity, but it is denied by Para.
You're already seeing some bully ball right out the gate. I love it. Get in their faces, throw them around. It is not just about demos. It's about just creating some level of separation, getting out on the field, and causing some frustration, causing some disruption, getting in their faces overall. So we'll see how things continue as we move forward, because these first 30 seconds have already been pretty jam-packed.
Ooh, that is a pretty passing play. 16 just narrowly missed out on a shot on target right there. Davenport's already flexing some of that chemistry, as I think it was Para that linked up with 16 there at the end of the passing play, like you were alluding to, Joe. That connection kind of propelling this Davenport roster forward. So I'm excited to see that develop more tonight.
And Smurf is up, getting a beautiful clear there away from the front of the goal. Para back pass to Byra. Just past Smurf, getting it past one, and it's just wide of the goal. You guys had me on pins and needles there. I thought it was so close, but still so far.
And Para nearly getting a ground double. Close opportunities so far for both sides, but no one in the first minute coming away with anything. Though right now Radford is very much backed up. Though Rhyolite is the guy to break them out of defense. A cheeky ground pinch right there to put a shot on target. But Davenport keen to his antics, able to get the ball out and away. Super Smurf trying to put it back into play offensively, but Radford does have to back off for now.
Rhyolite gets in the face of Byra, kind of gets him slowed down there just enough so his teammate can grab hold and push it down the field. Smurf gets met by 16 at midfield. Rhyolite now puts it into the corner. Gonna get on it once again, has a shot, and there we go. Rhyolite puts one in, and you have Radford up 1-0, 3:15 on the clock.
Oh, that's just a miss right there by Byra. Para started leaving the net, leaving the box, setting up for a play downfield, thinking Byra was going to get a touch right there, but nothing came in the corner, and Rhyolite was prepared for that eventuality. So 1-0 Radford, starting off on the right foot, but this has been a very back and forth first couple of minutes here, so I don't think this 1-goal lead is safe by any stretch.
Absolutely, as there's already a close shot there, right to Smurf, who slows it down, and a good pinch off the wall, down the field. 16's gonna grab it up, push it off the back wall, gets an awkward push off that back wall, just kind of stays stagnant. Para now met by Rhyolite. Byron now pushing it back into that corner. A lot happening, staying stagnant in the corner for the most part. Now boom downfield.
Rhyolite collects. He's got 30 boost in hand, no one's center, so 16 will come away with the ball, leaving it for Para. He's gonna dump in Chase here into the corner, and Para chasing Smurf rather than the ball, taking him down in the corner, though it doesn't lead to anything. Still continuing a fierce fight for possession. No team is really successful at the moment, possessing for long stints of time, but Super Smurf just steals a goal out of nowhere. It's like a backboard miss right here leads to a free goal.
Have you ever seen a play developing and you're like, that looks like a miscommunication happening right there? And then not even 5 seconds later, the ball's in net. That's exactly how I felt right there. It just seems like Davenport's a little backed up right now. Good thing we've got a best of 7 going right now, because they seem a little nervous out the gate. I don't know if it's nerves or what's taking hold right now, but the communication just seemed to get in rhythm a little bit more, and almost getting a shot there on goal, but not able to get it in net, unfortunately. 16 and Rhyolite meet, and now Zyrus grabs it from the corner, tries to get it near in front of net. Byra pushes it away and is driving it downfield.
It definitely does feel like a bit of warming up to the pace of things for Davenport at the moment, because it's not always awkward. It's not bad Rocket League the entire time. Plays like that, where they're just not set, not on the same page. And 16 will do well to get the ball away from that state situation and into a scoring position. Not going to find it there as Rhyolite nabbed his save, but it started with such an awkward double commit on the goal line for Davenport that they did well to get out of the play, but it didn't develop any offense. They were kind of stunted as a result of it.
And I'll say this right now, this Radford team is a defensive prowess for a wall right now. They have 6 saves already in this game. And as I'm talking about saves, one sneaks right past them. Of course, Caster Curse in full action.
Yeah, you can't talk about how good they are in defense without that happening. I think Zyrus just took out Rhyolite there on the back line, though they were both a little bit awkward in that position. So either way, Davenport is going to find their first goal of the series, which with 80 seconds left, it comes kind of just in the nick of time, because now they've really got a good shot at tying us up soon.
Absolutely. You know, I should just keep on talking about how good Radford's defense is. Apparently that's the trick. So Radford gets it across in a beautiful clear downfield. I believe that was Para. And now going right back the other way. Rhyolite stays on it, gets another hit, but is met by Para on the defensive side. 16 pushes it into the corner for his teammate. Maybe not. Put off the back wall. A lot happening in front of goal right now. There's bumps, there's shoves, and the ball is still there. Are they going to get a shot on net? Smurf keeps it alive. Zyrus puts it a little bit closer, and Byra gets met right near the front of net, but they are still actively pushing. Radford is relentless.
Oh, and Rhyolite. Oh, put a screamer on target. Good on 16 to find that save. Radford is relentless right now, but they still have to defend this 1-goal lead for 24 more seconds. And I mean, they're doing well defending it in the offensive zone. That's where you want to make sure your lead stays intact. But Myra's trying to find a way out. It's unsuccessful. Hard to make a tough save right there. And 16, just a pot shot towards the midfield line, though it works out. Para to Byra on target, but Super Smurf makes a block on the near side. Rhyolite controlling this ball, trying to get it to dirt, and he is successful. Game 1 goes the way of Radford.
Boy, oh boy, was that a match. Like I was saying before, you know, Davenport so rudely interrupted me. I'm sorry, I'm just joking. But no, in all honesty, Radford had 6 saves at that point. They ended the game with 8 saves in total. Wow. You know, they basically shot almost the same as Davenport. They shot 8, Davenport shot 9. So they're pretty even in terms of their distribution across the board. Mm-hmm. It's just Radford inched them out. They were able to get ahead. They were able to stay a little bit more consistent in their rotations, in their flow. Their communication seemed a little bit more intact, especially throughout the earlier parts of the game. It seemed like Davenport started to settle in a little bit more, feel a little bit more comfortable as that game proceeded. And like I said, thank goodness we got a best of 7, because if they kept in that kind of rhythm, you know, in a best of 5, I don't know if you're going to bounce back as quickly. Yeah. But in a best of 7, I think you kind of find the rhythm and keep on pushing. So maybe Davenport comes back really quickly and is able to get a game back, tie it up, and keep the series moving. But don't get buried too quickly. Stay aggressive, stay assertive, and make sure you're communicating.
Yeah, that's the key right now, is making sure you're on the same page, communication, everything that has to do with the double commits that they were committing in defense that were so rampant all throughout that game. And it got better. I mean, that defensive stand they had in the last 90 seconds, obviously, you would rather see them play an offense and putting shots on the board then. But the fact that they were able to put together such a good string of defensive stops against Radford's just completely indomitable offense, it bodes well for Davenport. Now we got to see them get on the board a bit earlier, I feel like, but right now it's Radford playing offense. So 16 in an awkward spot, actually giving one up, and all that talk about that great defensive stand Davenport had at the end of the game, it's kind of all for naught.
I'm noticing a pattern here. Yeah. When we start to talk about the good defensive plays from these teams, that's where it slips up. So I don't know how we're going to be able to cast this if that's how it's going to play out every time, but I'm still going to do my job, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to stop me. And here we go, Rhyolite taking the ball, throwing it. No, I'm not going to throw it, going to take it and hold it, actually. Smurf unable to get it. A little bit of mind games there by Zyrus, and I like it. I like it when you're not doing the same kind of predictable mindset type of plays that you see a lot of people do. You know, mess them a little bit, hold on to it, you know, be a little bit more interesting with your flow. And a lot of times it's just, you know, faking them out is a big way to go about it. And right there, Rhyolite puts another one in the back of net, and they have been phenomenal throughout these first 2 games.
And it feels like Radford is the team that feels more comfortable going into game 2. I mean, they've been backed up a couple of times now in the first 45 seconds. They defend the play with ease. That play from Rylite on the goal line was phenomenal, getting that extra little touch despite being in an awkward spot that didn't allow an immediate chance for Byra. It was perfect, and it led to an immediate counterattack out. Great stretch pass from Zyrus, and the rest is history. 2-0 Radford. But Davenport, they're getting better time spent in the offensive zone. They just have to do a bit more with it. The infield passes are working at times for Davenport's offense. They're getting a couple of chances off the back of passes, but they're starting to be read a bit by Radford. They got to become just a little bit more dynamic, I feel, in offense.
Absolutely. And right now, Davenport sitting back. Para trying to get something going here to get it past Radford and get some type of motion going here on the offensive side for Davenport. Byra going to try to pinch it off the wall. Get it past that 50, hopefully, but does not. And now 16, slowing down Xeris. A lot happening right now, but not enough for Davenport to get it in a comfortable situation. It just seems like they're getting stumped and smoldered right now from the 50 on forward by Radford.
That's a good win, though. Byra dusting Rylite at the midfield line. Cyrus off the back wall, puts a heavy touch on it. Gives 16 some agency in the offensive zone. He gets a flipped reset, but is shut down completely by Super Smurf. Great read by the Radford defense, and they will have to try again. And it's an even better read this time around. Zyrus picks that clean off the car of Davenport rep trying to make a play happen, and it leads to an open net-ish on the other side. Davenport get right back to it, though, on the goal line. A hairline save made to keep it 2-0.
Yeah, these hairline saves are getting me a little nervous right now, but they're holding steady right now with 5 saves across the board. So hopefully they can continue. There's another one as we're talking about these saves. I'm hoping they can get one on the offensive side, though, and get a strike and potentially get one in the back of goal. Bring it a little bit closer here with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the clock.
16 had just picked up 100 boost and was looking like he was gearing up for an assault on the blue net, but Rylite intervening just in time and now trying to cut through the Davenport defense. Second man's challenge, though, is good enough. Put Para in an awkward spot, but he still did well to get the ball away for now. Radford try again. Rylite finds a bump on the last man, but save still made. 16, though, boxed off the play. Creative offense from Radford right now is testing that Davenport back line, but DU hold it together.
Right now, I'll just say it like this. Radford is a bunch of bullies right now, but they're doing it the right way. They're finding ways to get into the heads of Davenport. They're pushing them around. They're stumping them in certain situations, and they're not giving much breathing room, let alone thinking space, to really get much done. So regardless of good comms or not, you got to be able to facilitate and get it all working together. And right now, it just seems like Radford is pumping on all cylinders. They are looking very good, and maybe a double tap. My goodness, Rylite coming out with a beautiful shot.
And that's what I was talking about when I was saying Rylite was essentially building the highlight reel for Monday Night Lights last week. Because there he goes again. That is a snap, double tap read that for most people I'd be like, okay, this is like 50-50 if it goes in or not. But no, as soon as Rylite went up with that, I knew it was going in. That's how Radford beat the competition last week. That's how they're beating Davenport right now. Snap reads in offense, wonderfully executed, and now in defense, they slow down 16 and force a clear.
Yeah, I mean, Rylite is looking absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, out these first 2 games, just really stringing it together, making it look fairly easy. Like you said, a human highlight reel. I can see why you're saying that, you know, definitely just stringing it together. And I'm excited to actually just be able to see it, you know, for myself, you know, in action. And as we continue through, I'm hoping Davenport, you know, maybe Davenport can throw something together here real quick before time expires. They're trying to fake out the defender. Unfortunately, cannot get one past. And another shot attempt by Radford. Rylite tries to get there and tap one down, but just missing. 16 trying to drive it down the field. A little bit of bumping and shoving, but not enough to get one in the back of net.
16 just was running on fumes at the end of that counterattack. I love the idea, I love the play, but it doesn't pan out. And either way, I think Radford was winning this game 3-0. Likely the final of game 2, as they have just come out swinging in this best of 7. This Davenport roster is solid, and they're one I rate fairly highly, but Radford has stuffed them. And they're going to add one more for the road. Why not? They make it 4-0 at the end of game 2. It's absurd.
Pierce was like, hey, I need to get in the mix too. Every player on Radford contributing in that victory. 4-0, putting them up now 2-0 in this series, in this best of 7. So if you're just tuning in, we are watching Radford taking on Davenport for Monday Night Lights. And like I said, Mr. Bepic, I'm really just excited to be here. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of the show, working to, create this endeavor together. Just really excited to be here. And definitely not going the way I would hope it would have gone so far for Davenport. But I will say this, Radford, they shot 17 times on net.
Yep.
Like, that is ridiculous. That is a lot of effort. They are so aggressive and assertive. And one of the big things that I'm noticing that I think is really separating them is the challenges that they're making on their when they're making their offensive pushes. They're staying aggressive and assertive on the offensive push, and they're not, it's almost as if they're not worried too much about the open back end as much. They're trying to stay, if they know they're making a push, they're working together. All three of them are kind of working together, making that push simultaneously, and they're almost leaving the defensive open. If Davenport can find a pick opportunity, I can see them striking and getting a goal. But the thing is Radford's just been so aggressive. They have had their foot on the grind this whole time. And I'm really just seeing if Davenport can find a way to really mix it up and separate the field just a little bit more. Maybe throw in some demos. Like I said, find a way to do something.
And Davenport have had a couple of looks in their transition into offense that have looked threatening. It's been saved at the last second by brilliance from Radford on the defensive side. And if they can just start connecting with a couple of those opportunities and find a way to slow down Radford on the opposite end of the ball, then maybe there's something to be said about a comeback. But right now, they are down 6-1 in aggregate score across the first 2 games. And it is a best of 7, which we always like to point out on Monday Night Lights. So things can change. I've seen teams go down 0-2 and ended up winning the series in 6 games. It's possible. Davenport has a couple of adjustments to make, or maybe just improvements on the execution side of the game.
Right there, playing against the defenders, a smart way to get things started. And 16 almost able to sneak one into that sidewall.
Dangerous right there, Rhyolite. Finding a way to get the ball down the field quickly and put Davenport in an odd man situation, but Era had full control of the ball. He was able to get the ball at the very least to the midfield line. Davenport still is stuck on their back line at the moment as Radford control possession. Super Smurf sets up Zyrus, but is shut down by Para. Nice read there from their own corner, though Radford still exercising full control on the offensive side of the ball. Super Smurf trying to beat 16, get that ball center. Davenport finally are being given a chance to breathe on the offensive end, and even that chance lasts a couple of seconds. The Super Smurf puts a shot on and in, and that is the opening goal for Radford.
If there was one stat right now that I wish I could pull, that would be the culmination of everything that's been put together right now. I want to know what the overall time of possession has been for Radford versus Davenport right now, because it feels like Radford has just had the ball, had possession, had control at least 75 to 80% of this overall series.
Let me see if I can whip that up real fast. I know the possession at the very least for this game has been about 70% of the first minute and a half spent in the offensive zone for Radford, and it's now being reflected seriously on the scoreboard. They take a 2-0 game lead, or goal lead rather, against Davenport in the first 100 seconds of gameplay. Radford is picking up right where they left off at the end of game 2.
Yeah, I mean, this seems very similar to what they actually did there in game 2. They're actually doing it a little bit slower than they did it in game 2, however, which is why, like I said, I'm very curious to know what time of possession or whatever. It's just so interesting to see how aggressive and assertive Radford has been throughout this series thus far, and it makes sense why you were saying that they were winners and why they're back for some more. They're hungry and they just want to kind of show what they have, and I'm interested in seeing how this team continues to build out throughout CRL as they continue to play.
It's about development for Radford. They came together last week. It was the first time they'd ever played together as a unit, and they're keeping the grind going as a team tonight. I appreciate all teams that came out to play on Monday Night Lights. Radford looking very good at the moment. Davenport, though, still room to work with. This is a manageable situation. You can play a lot of defense, yes, but for the amount of possession that they've been giving up to Radford, this scoreline is still in a manageable spot for them. And they still have to get it going on the offensive side of the ball if they can prove my point valid. But hey, at the moment, half a game of Rocket League left, 2 goals is more than doable.
I will say this. I do know Davenport is a good team. Yeah. I do know that they can play very top-level Rocket League, but sometimes it's not your day, and right now it's just seeming like it's a little bit more Radford's day. So with that, combination, not saying Davenport can't come back and win this game or potentially come back a little bit more in this series, but right now Radford definitely is assertive, aggressive, and they are doing a very good job at just holding it down against Davenport.
Slight mistake, though. Gives Byron Para a chance in offense to get something going, but they kind of flub it a little bit, it looked like. I'm not sure what happened there, and it almost resulted in an open net on the other side of the ball. Davenport a little bit fortunate that was not an on-target ball from the Radford end of the pitch. Rhyolite now, 10 boost in the tank. We'll see what he can do for us. Delays his flip, and he can't do much. Though takes out 16 to give his teammates a chance in the offensive end. Zyra and Super Smurf trying to get it done, but Para finds a way through that midfield line.
16 putting one towards the front of that net. Vyra puts it up, and unfortunately 16 cannot get back to it to put it in the back of that net. Smurf now grabs hold, getting off the sidewall, gonna kind of leave it there, puts it up now towards the front of Davenport's net, and Davenport tries to drive it away. Xeris grabs hold. Now Smurf puts it down to Rhyolite, who misses but gets a demo, and another shot by Smurf, and saved. A lot more assertive push happening right now, and there you go, Radford with another goal.
That's the terrifying part about Radford's rotations, that Rhyolite is absolutely capable of frontlining and setting everything up. But behind him, Xyrus and Super Smurf do so much to unlock the rest of the game for Radford. Right there, they were playing in tandem, and Xyrus had Super Smurf midfield to finish that play off if he needed him, but he just carried it himself, and well, that'll be the 3rd goal for Radford as Davenport, right off kickoff, scores their first. All right.
There we go. Nice to see them get another one on the board here in this series. 37 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they can get another. Really set their mental more in a better place before they get into game 4.
Hey, they could take their 3rd goal of the series. If they just put another one on the board, maybe their 4th one sends us to overtime. And at the moment, set up fairly well, though 16 was completely ready for that pass from Byra. So Para on the back wall, picking up 100, tracking this rock down, finding Byra mid, now hunting head, takes out Rhyolite, and Xyrus, last man there for a second, stopping the play before it really gave any credence to a comeback narrative for Davenport. And so that should wrap up Game 3. Radford on the cusp now of taking a 3-0 series lead.
And another late game shot from Radford. They put it across, and 16 still keeping it alive. Time has not expired, but now it has. And that will be the 3rd victory for Radford in this best of 7. They have one more game to win to shut the door and send Davenport on their way. But right now, really just curious to see, honestly, what Davenport does to kind of turn it around here.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat because it's their offense that, for me, is really the catalyst for things to turn around for Davenport. Because their offense has been struggling to generate real opportunities. Their one goal in this game came off of a kickoff that was very awkward on the Radford side, and it was after Radford had already claimed a 3-0 lead. And I don't remember their first goal because it was all the way back in Game 1. It's not been a good night for the Davenport offense because Radford is so quick on the defensive side of the ball, and not just on the goal line, but in the midfield as well, jumping on opportunities as they're developing, not after they've developed. And so that makes things extremely difficult for Davenport to play in the offensive side. So how they develop is really on them. The passing plays have been their go-to kind of crutch, I feel like, and that hasn't really been panning out the last several games. So we'll see what happens. JTV, your boys are down to their last game here. It's not looking good.
That is true, but you know what the good thing is about this? Because there is always a good to take out of these type of situations. Davenport is going to be able to go back to the lab, and they're going to have to go back and cook.
Yep.
They're going to have to come up with some more plays, and they're going to have to be a little bit more assertive and aggressive in the way that they approach certain teams. And maybe it was one of those situations where they underestimated Radford. But right now, for the first time, they are setting the tone and they are jumping out early, and they have the lead with 4:34 on the clock.
Finally, a passing play really connects as well. That started off with Pero just jumping on that Radford passing play out of defense. Turned into a nice back wall, little poke out center at 16 was in the perfect position for it. That's exactly what Davenport needed. And have to be careful here. Can't let Radford immediately answer back. That would be not completely devastating, but it would certainly sting. And Radford certainly do have a lot of offensive agency at the moment, but that demo should alleviate things, though Super Smurf intercepts the ball at the midfield line, centers it, but Cyrus was completely prepared. Still, a good look for Radford, turned away at the last second.
Para just going to kind of get a little bit of a fake out opportunity going there. Cyrus now grabs it. Works to kick it away. Byro with the shot, and Smurf with an amazing save there. It looked like Superman extending his arms out and slowing that down. Did not think he was going to be able to get there. What a beautiful, beautiful play defensively. Davenport really looking to try to get another one to feel a little more comfortable, seeing as most of these games have been taken off by Radford. They're trying to get a little bit more safety in their net.
They're trying to outspeed Radford again. This one doesn't quite pan out. It was Super Smurf that hopped on that ball at the midfield line. Now Cyrus letting that one go a little bit, gives 16 a chance to double, and he just narrowly misses out, a matter of inches. Stood between Davenport and a 2-0 lead.
Well, I'll say this, it definitely looks like Davenport has woken up, ladies and gentlemen. It took them a couple games, but they're here, and they're showing what I was talking about before we started this series. This is what they're capable of doing, stringing it together. It seems like they're more fluid in their motions. Their communication seems a lot more on point. They're trusting each other, and you can see that with the way that they're playing on the field right now.
They're just playing so loose. You can see confidence in their opportunities on target. These quick double tap chances, the tight quarters passing plays that we just haven't seen in the first 3 games of this best of 7. So Davenport looking decent to elongate this series just a little bit, but they still have work to do. The second half of game 4 necessary for Davenport to keep things going, and Radford hunting for an equalizer now with Cyrus looking for that ball at the midfield line. With a shot on target that Byra will be able to save. Lyle at the midfield line, trying to play keep away from Para, is unsuccessful at it. Davenport find a way out into a shot opportunity, but Super Smurf again on the goal line coming up clutch.
And there's a player that I have to give a major kudos to right now. That's 16. And right as I say your name, you show them exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see right there, 16. You're being assertive, you're being aggressive, and you are nailing your shots. You put so many shots in good spots already, and there's another one. I love to see it.
He was in the perfect spot again for a corner setup out of Para. That's perfect offense out of Davenport. They've found an area of the pitch that works for them. That right corner, if they're facing the net, and here 16 goes again. Can't find the double, but Byra's there for the finisher. There's the communication we were asking for. 16 knew he had a player center. He just lets it be. Cyrus was putting a tizzy. That's 3-0.
Now y'all are playing that Davenport ball I know you can play. There we go. Like I said, you guys may not be able to take this series because you guys have put yourself in quite the hole, but anything can happen on any given day, and that is not a fact. You know, I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is that you guys can come back in this. It's not done with. That's the point I'm trying to make right now. The real fact, though, is that anything can happen. That is a true fact.
Well, this game so far is certainly making up for the difference in aggregate scored. I love that from Byra. It looked like he was about to double commit with 16 for that ball, and instead just uses momentum to transition into a demo play rather than a play on the ball. And now, again, sticking with this one. I love the idea, and that one doesn't quite pan out, but Davenport, it feels like they're playing with house money now, even though they're down by 3 games.
There you go, Byra getting another one himself, and now Davenport is on a 4-0 tear here in game 5, or 4, my apologies, and pushing their way towards a game 5.
Wow, I wish we had seen this Davenport team 2 games ago, because Radford has looked the part this entire best of 7, but now Davenport has finally found a way to match their opponent's aggressiveness and skill in offense. But Radford still trying to show that they've got what it takes in this series. Again, nice setup on the offensive side of the ball, turning into more and more possession. It's turned into a goal at the moment, but it was a decent couple of looks for Radford.
And Byra trying to get into the face of Smurf and get a little disruption. 16 put it off the back. All Rylite and Para both competing to try to get that ball right now. Rylite gets a tap off that back wall, gets another hit, put past 1, gets it past 2. Byra now grabs hold, sends it the other way, and Smurf is on the back wall.
Rylite low on boost, been chased down by Byra, adding to 16 demo a second ago. Causing a bit of chaos on the Radford side, and in either way, it doesn't matter. A 4-goal lead is safe at this point. Byron knows it. He'll just play it backwards and allow this clock to expire on its own. Davenport come roaring back in Game 4 to make us play just a little bit more of this opening best of 7 of the SEL versus Great Lakes CRL Monday Night Lights night. So we'll just keep on ticking, JTV, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely. That was quite the game and quite the turnaround. I didn't expect to see Radford slow down so tremendously there in Game 4, but Davenport, they understood the assignment and they said, we are not going out in 4. We are not going out that way at all. They put up 9 shots on goal, 4 shots in net. Every single shot in net was assisted. Plus, they were getting saves on the back end. They were definitely doing everything they could to just be a team, and they looked very comfortable there in Game 4.
And that's what has to happen, I feel like, for the next 3 games. If Davenport is going to somehow reverse sweep Radford here, they have to make sure that level of confidence they were playing with on the offensive side of the ball continues into Game 5, 6, and 7. For Radford, I don't know what happened there. It felt like they were leaking goals out of their left defensive corner, and that just simply cannot happen again. So they'll win the kickoff, the opening one, in Game 5. We'll see what they can build off of that, but this seemed like much as another demo for Davenport. There's a little bit of room for them to work with as Para finds it clear.
I don't know why when I heard you say leaking goals out the corner, all I could think of is Peter Griffin going, corner 3. They're just getting them from that corner, like you said. They're finding their opportunities, and it's crazy that it's from the same zone every time, to be honest with you. You think that eventually, you know, Radford would just kind of shut it down, whether you're on the left or the right side, but just seeing them consecutively kind of find that opening there, it was interesting to watch. So we'll see what happens here in Game 5 as you're seeing a lot more aggressiveness, and there they go again. Davenport putting themselves up. They are now on a 5-0 tear since the start of Game 4.
Those demos, man, they are wreaking havoc on the Radford defensive side. Byra finds him a pivotal explosion on their offensive side, and they turn it into another opening goal. They found first blood in Game 4, turned it into a win, and we'll see if they can do the same here in Game 5. But Radford right back to play an offense after giving up their first of the game, and it blows up in their face. Para has a completely open net to work with, and that is now 6 straight goals for Davenport.
That is honestly, like I said, quite a drastic and crazy turnaround, but Davenport is starting to look like the team that I know that they are, and they are stringing it together, and they are making it work, and we'll see, can they continue this, or will Radford find a way to shut it down?
I don't know at this point, because right now what Davenport is doing looks like Radford has no answer. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to adjust, and they've got plenty of time to do it, but we'll see if they can. This team is in the early stages of its development, and that can sometimes lead to small cracks becoming big ones. But Rhyolite, the ultimate glue, finds Zyrus across the box, but not before Byra intervenes on that play. Now Rhyolite turning around, realizing the space that he has just outside the Davenport box, but DU doing well to get right back to that play defensively, meeting Rhyolite before he turned it into anything brilliant. So still a goose egg on the board for Radford, and a slight correction. I said that was 6 straight goals for Davenport. It's actually 7. They scored the last goal of Game 3 in addition to their 4 straight in Game 4.
So I do just want to say this, that it is honestly really nice to see Davenport getting this big turnaround here, especially when Radford was looking so comfortable. They seemed like they had it figured out. And you talk about, this team being in early development. We know Davenport's been around for a while. One of the big things that we talk about in sports is endurance, or the capability to be able to go the distance. And these best of sevens can really rain on you. They can really, start to wear down on you as the series continues to go forward. And it's crazy that the halfway mark, Davenport seemed to just find a way to amp it up rather than slow it down. So we'll see how this series continues to play out, but right now, Davenport is looking more like the senior vet in this one in comparison to Radford, even though Radford is up right now in this series.
Still do have plenty of buffer space to make do with, and these guys have been competing for a while as individuals. I know. So Radford, we'll see what they can do, what changes they can make, but what was working so well in the early stages of this best of 7 has at the moment stopped, and there's an adjustment. Byro's being harassed right there by Super Smurf, who didn't make contact with Byro's car in the first go round, so makes up for it with a demo onto 16, who was retreating back into defense. But either way, Davenport find a way out into a shooting opportunity, so Radford's aggressive play there, maybe the start of something going forward, but didn't result in anything right there.
16 once again in great position, but unfortunately unable to get the strike. Now 16 there again to slow down Smurf. Byra now going to throw it down the field with a beautiful clear. Cyrus now grabs up, sends it the other way. Rhyolite gets a touch on it, tries to get in front of net. Para's now there. Or my apologies, 16, who drives it away, and now the ball is left near midfield.
Here's Para on the ball. Oh, and leads to a redirection there. I'm not sure who touched that, but it was a cheeky touch to get around Radford's defense for a second. Davenport find another shot on target, just keeping Radford penned in, but Cyrus has space here, and it takes a heavy touch there at the midfield line. So Davenport find a stop, but Super Smurf and Rhyolite salvage the possession with a wonderful pass out of the corner, and it was Cyrus actually that ran ahead and bumped Byra there on the near side. It was a full team play from Radford to get one back here in the late stages of Game 5.
What a beautiful pass there by Smurf. Got it exactly where they needed it to be, and now they're putting themselves in a much better position with 40 seconds on the clock. Can they find a way to tie it up and send it into overtime?
Rhyolite certainly can. He's got a teammate out in front, but 16 uses the near side post to find a critical save. That could have very easily been an equalizer for Radford, and then who knows where Game 5 goes. But 16 just stepped up massively, and he's backflipped here, and that will give possession to Radford. Some bit of awkwardness after his moment of brilliance earlier, but he makes up for it right there. Great touch to put the ball out to the side.
And with only 5 seconds remaining on the clock, can Davenport hold it down? The ball is still right in front of their net, and they do find a way to take down Radford here in Game 5, bringing them now to a 2-3 here in this series and inching their way back to a potential reverse sweep.
Whew, deep breaths though, because the end of that game got a little sweaty for Davenport. They almost gave Radford a couple of big opportunities to equalize and then maybe take us to an OT, but they still got the win. So hindsight is 2020. What could have happened? Either way, we are in Game 6 now, as Radford has had their 3-game lead cut down to just a single one. So we'll see if Davenport can keep it going. Fresh 5 on the clock here, and Radford have the first possession of Game 6.
I'm honestly overall just really amazed by both these teams and what they're outputting right now. I've literally been shaking my head for like 30 seconds because I'm just trying to gather how this series has gone, and it's just gone every which way that I wasn't quite expecting it. But I'll tell you this, Davenport is inching their way right back into it, and that excites me because they're playing the ball that I know that they can play. And we'll see if they can string it together and tie up this series, because I would love, like I said, to see it go the distance.
And I see those posture checks in chat saying you're thinking they're propelling Davenport forward. I'd like to show you that the posture's helping the casters sit up. We have some camera issues the last couple of games, so we'll get those fixed and get us back on the screen in a bit. But keep the posture checks coming if you want Davenport to win. Apparently that's been working, and it's developing an opportunity here as Para finishes off a setup from 16, and Davenport again score first.
Honk, honk. 16 to par. I'm just saying that because he has honk in his thing right there. So but they definitely got one on the board, and they are looking a little bit better right now, getting themselves in a little bit more comfortable position, but the game is not over. That one is not enough. If we go off of what happened last game, there's a very good chance Radford will bring this right back.
We'll see. It took them a bit to get that goal in the previous game, but their offense has slowly been shifting gears just a little bit. More aggressive, run in front of the play, kind of counterattacks have led to a couple more opportunities, but Davenport meeting them well at those midfield line challenges. That's a good setup for Super Smurf, but he has no boost, can't generate any power on the ball. So Zyra sets it up for Rhyolite on the rebound, but Myra, great save on the goal line, forcing Super Smurf to get back, but his defense has been at times impenetrable. And right there, he makes a good play on the ball. It stops Davenport for a second. His efforts will be required again here as he was the lone man back for Radford.
Now Para getting a light touch from the corner. However, Zyrus now grabs it, throws it towards midfield. Rhyolite and 16 meet at the mid. Smurf now throws it down the field. Byra is going to grab it and put it into the corner. Zyrus is there, causes a little bit of disruption. Rhyolite with the down shot. 16 there with the save.
Rhyolite right back to setting it up as well. Out of the corner of the play, putting it back center, which Davenport was prepared for. So there's no immediate easy rebound for Radford. Zyrus put one on target, but saved away. And now Para, stretch pass, looking for someone down the field, or just Super Smurf to lay that down for 16. He gets it right back to Para, taking it opposite side, challenging Rhyolite there in the corner, but he does lose that challenge. Para does. Rhyolite gets the ball away and right back into offense for Radford.
Para down to 16. No. Puts it on net, and there they go. They are now one step closer with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to tying up this series.
Cyrus just was caught in a moment of uncertainty right there. He missed the window to challenge that ball off the ceiling, and that miss needed to result in an immediate retreat into defense, but I think even by then it was too late. Getting caught out by the third man is never a good feeling, especially when it puts Radford back down by 2. Great awareness by Davenport, though Radford trying to respond quickly, can't get their way through 16.
And the ball is up. Byra grabs it and puts it right back down. Rhyolite puts it off the back wall, tries for another touch, but Para slows him down. Smurf now trying to keep it relevant here for Radford on their offensive strike. Although Radford is trying assertively to get a goal here, Davenport is just slowing them down and shutting them out at the moment. And can they continue to do that for another minute and 30 seconds?
We'll see. Zyrus rips a shot on that Byra puts in. Oh no, I think that was an easy save for Para behind him, but I don't think Byra knew that. And so, well, it's just a simple shot from Zyrus gets Radford back in this game.
And now with Radford inching it closer, and there's still being quite a bit of time on the clock, will we see things get tied up and force an overtime? Or what will happen? Can Davenport hold this line? Rhyolite takes off the back wall, tries to drive it down the field. And a shot from Smurf. And Rhyolite kicks it away, just keeping it away from getting it cleared out of the zone.
Still, it is cleared. Davenport finding a way out, generate more offense, but they can't get through Super Smurf, who finds Rhyolite down the field. Now Cyrus's turn to try and keep possession going, but he dives in and is unsuccessful finding any piece of the ball. So Radford retreat now. Rhyolite will try and take the ball back in the corner and forces a lot of awkward play, putting Zyrus in a last man scenario. He and Super Smurf combining for a save play will keep Radford down by just 1, but things are getting a little wild here in the final 30 seconds of Game 6.
Absolutely. Tick-tock goes the clock, and Radford with the shot. Smurf tying it up with 22 seconds on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a ball game.
Radford are back. They do what they could not in the last game. They tie us up with under a minute left to play. They could stave off a Game 7 appearance here, but they need one more. And Davenport have been playing extremely well. Even though they've lost a 2-goal lead, this Game 6 is anyone's game.
With 13 seconds remaining, we're seeing an aggressive push here by Radford. However, Davenport throws it down the field. Para tries to get down there, tries to get a shot. Unfortunately, Rylite is not having it. Now Smurf with a chance of his own. Gets met by Byron. We are, in fact, going into overtime.
Oh, my word. Nothing but entertainment on Monday Night Lights, as always, even in the first series of the day. I can't believe we are at this point. Overtime in Game 6. Radford with a chance to win it, but they are stopped at the doorstep. So close to taking it in OT and stopping this reverse sweep bid, but still, a little bit of work to be done, and Davenport on the opposite side of the ball as threatening as ever. We will keep playing in OT here, my word.
And Smurf puts it down. 16 now gets up, tries to put it off that back wall to throw it down, and Rylite now clears it away. Para pushes it on over, but does not have the support from his teammate, puts it a little too far forward. And now the ball is near the 50. Zyrus now pushes it across. Byra grabs it, puts it back down. Smurf with the shot. 16 now clears it towards center field. Gets another touch on it. Zyrus on the back wall, puts it towards the corner.
Zyrus has a lot of space to work with right here. Para plays that perfectly. Lets Byra take over. That leads to a 50-51 at the midfield line. Though Super Smurf with full control out of the corner will return to sender, giving the ball right back to 16. Finds Byra down the field, getting it through Super Smurf, but no extra touch on the ball. Leads to no shot on target. About a minute 30 of OT played. No winner just yet, but Radford have flipped the field.
I'll tell you this, Radford saying if you want a Game 7, you're going to earn it.
Yep.
And Davenport, you're hungry and I know you want it. So let's see it happen. This isn't like your normal tournaments in Rocket League. There's no tick-tock timer that's going to go down and say, whoever's got the most shots wins this game and it's over. You got to win it on your own. Put it in the back of net.
Oh, that's a good... Oh, that's a beat by Rylite, actually. I thought he was late to the ball, but still found a way to win the challenge. You get more in the corner. Rylite, but the teammate center couldn't make contact. I think he got tagged up by 16 right there to prevent what would have been the series winner. Instead, he has to try again. Off the ceiling. Rylite goes to dirt, but Para saves it on the near side. The rebound from Super Smurf and Zyrus is denied. Davenport are letting nothing through right now, and in transition, they won't find one either.
Rylite's pre-reads are pretty nasty. I'm just going to point that out. That pre-read that almost went into that goal was that was absolutely sick. And now we got another offensive strike opportunity happening here for Davenport. It's up. Zyrus meets Para. And now Smurf is up, tries to drive it into the corner. Para now puts it right back. Or sorry, Byra it was. Para on the other side of the field. Tries to get it down. But 16 grabs hold. Is now towards the sidewall. Grabs full tank of boost. And now just waiting for an opportunity.
Good demo. Zyrus taken out as soon as he had a second to breathe with the ball. Though Rylite returning in Kai, not giving Davenport room to breathe, but they still find some. Byra looking netward, but the ball just goes a little bit wide of being on target. And now Para has to buy some time for his teammates to rotate back. He just plays the ball into Zyrus' hands, who finds Rylite. He pops it back center, and there was no one with boost to immediately contest that ball in the Davenport box. So take a moment to breathe here, which I think we all need, as this has been an intense Game 6 overtime, with Davenport trying to force Game 7 and Radford trying desperately to avoid it.
With 3 minutes and 30 seconds already taken off the clock, and it is continuing to count on up. Will it be Davenport or will it be Radford? Both these teams have been playing so aggressive, so assertive. We saw Davenport a little slow out the gate, but since then they have been looking good. Radford has been slowly inching their way back to show why this series is theirs, but it is not theirs until they take it. And right now is that opportunity to do just that, as they are up 3-2 in this series, and Davenport is looking to try to tie it up now with 4 minutes and counting going on up.
Rylite's there off the ceiling, as always. He finds Super Smurf across the pitch, who's got space now, but can't come up with a controlling touch there off the sidewall. So Byra with room, tries to flick it over Rhyolite, but made the proper read at the midfield line. We'll put a shot on target that I think was high. Either way is saved by Para. He runs out of boost now off the sidewall, but still puts the ball deep into Radford territory. And Radford, they've been playing patient defense and letting Davenport come to them, and it might result in a win, but Rhyolite misses contact. Super Smurf can't find a thing, and Zyrish's shot is saved by 16. Oh, what could have been there for Radford, but again, Davenport hang on.
I know I said I wanted to see a best of 7, and they're giving us that. We might even go into a game 8, depending on what happens here, because we now have 5 minutes on the clock, and it's continuing to count on up. TikTok, who will be the first to strike here in Game 6?
Oh, that's a big dunk. 16's awkward here, but still finds a stop on Rhyolite's solo effort. Cyrus still plugs the ball center, but Super Smurf had to back off, didn't have a ton of boost, and so it's Rhyolite that has to buy time for his teammates. And Smurf still low in the boost fund department. Still needs Rhyolite to help keep possession in the name of Radford, and that results in a quick counterattack the other way, giving Davenport Game 7. Rhyolite was the only player with boost as the ball got past the first man, and in transition, DU gets it done.
Absolutely what I want to see. Davenport pushes it to a Game 7. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got to go to the bathroom, I advise you to go run right now, because you will not want to miss this Game 7. I will not ready up. I will let all 60 seconds run, because I know I need to take a little bit of a moment. I guarantee Mr. Bepic needs a moment. My heart is racing, and I'll tell you this. 13 shots on goal for Davenport. Guess what? There was 17 shots on board for Radford. My goodness, these teams were shooting and they were trying to strike, but Davenport comes out on top, and they had a total of 13 saves. That is ridiculous. Davenport was doing phenomenal defensively, and now they have earned their right to have a Game 7, and now we are standing on the doorsteps of a potential reverse sweep. Are they going to open the door and let them in, or will Radford keep it closed tight and lock it on up for the night and send Davenport home with their heads between their legs?
I don't know anymore. For Radford being as young a roster as they are in terms of experience playing with one another, I think I back Davenport here, especially after 16 just dropped a K-bomb in Game 6. 1,000 points with 7 saves and shot 25%, 1 for 4 as well. Davenport have come all the way back, being down 9-2 in goals across the first 3 games and 0-3 in this series. Unbelievable result just to get to this point, but the job is not done yet. We'll see what Davenport has in store for us in Game 7.
Sheesh, this has been a phenomenal series thus far. And if you don't mind, I'd like to give a quick plug, because you're going to be a part of it, Mr. Bepic. This is only an inkling of showing of what they might even be able to see this weekend if they want to come out and check out the Summer Showdown for Great Lakes Esports. If you guys want to come on in and be a part of it, go check out Great Lakes CRL. We got some amazing matches. Davenport is in our lineup, people, and you're going to want to see more of what they have to offer, as well as many other teams that we have coming from the Great Lakes side. As we continue to play out throughout the night, you will see the level of competition that we have to put out there.
Oh yeah, Great Lakes, one of the best regional conferences. It's so awesome that we get the regional rivalries going here. Southeast versus Great Lakes tonight. I mean, already pure entertainment. I was worried it was going to be a sweep earlier. Now I'm just in awe of what these players have provided us. Davenport looks so confident mechanically at the moment, but Radford still are finding ways to slow them down, get them out of that blue end, and stuff them at the midfield line. Rhyolite, though, has no follow-up there. Super Smurf has to back off, get the ball center for his teammates to go up and make a challenge on it, but Davenport controlling possession throughout the really first 90 seconds.
Absolutely. This has just been, I mean, this series has been crazy. My heart is still racing from that very last match, and we're in Game 7. This is where it all comes down to. 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Not a single score yet, because both these teams are locked in. They are not trying to just let anything slip by at this point, and you have to earn the win now. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no leisurelies. There's taking it, and there's taking all of it, and there's no in between.
Saved by Rhyolite there. Now he's got room. He's been getting shut down very early on these types of plays by Davenport as Para makes a great challenge early on in that solo effort, but Fire almost gave one up to Zyrus. Great contest from Radford to establish offense off the back of Rhyolite's solo effort. Now here he is cutting back, popping the ball, but 16 is prepared for it. I don't know how he's made that read, but he has, and it works out. It gets Davenport back into the offensive zone, cooking something up off the back wall, where Super Smurf waits to send their dish crashing to the floor.
And 16 now, we've seen them do a bunch already to try to help their team set themselves apart. Let's see if they can get one more out the book and put themselves in a little bit better position to take this series, as there's still 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining on the clock. Smurf takes a shot. Byron now pushes it away. And a team effort to try to clear this one.
Okay, Para taking that ball away as he had more boost, I think, than Byron did right there in the corner. That's a smart team effort, but Cyrus still giving room. He slams the ball off the corner wall. Rhyolite's challenge to follow up is unsuccessful, but Super Smurf still finds a center ball, and Cyrus waits in the wings as Rhyolite could not commit to that play through the Davenport corner. 0-0 is the score entering the final 90 seconds. Unbelievably close between Radford and Davenport right now. Almost unbelievably so after how this series began.
Yeah, it was honestly, it felt like Radford really had this one in the bag to start out this series. They felt really in control. They felt very composed. They felt very comfortable. And we saw some missteps coming from Davenport early.
What?
However, Davenport continued to step it up just like there with that defensive save, and they have done so ever since. I give a huge kudos for 16 for really getting the spark going early, but since then it has been a team effort here from Davenport that has helped set them apart all in all.
Rhyolites have a chance there. Get around the ball in time to put a shot on. There's a hefty pass sent his way. And now in a 1v1, Byron versus Zyrus. Byron went far side and set up Para for the follow-up. The rebound finds the back of Radford's nets. Davenport lead late.
My goodness, let's go, Davenport. 43 seconds remaining on the clock. Can you do it? I believe you can.
We'll see. Radford showed us some late game heroics in game 6 to force an overtime that lasted a decade. Can they do it again here? Zyrus will put the ball into the corner, and Smurf puts that ball off the side wall into 16's outstretched arm, sets up Byra for a backboard read. It's unsuccessful, but Para behind the play will waste more clock. This is all Davenport right here, but Rhyolite can change things. That 15 puts the ball mid for Zyrus. The general direction is Super Smurf, but also Para, who intercepts, taking us into the final 10 seconds. Radford need something now, but instead they find Davenport in their defensive end, and now it has to happen on 0 seconds.
Let's go, Davenport! You guys, you made me very happy today, I'll just say that. I wanted to see you guys come out and showcase exactly what I know you're capable of doing, and I even baited Mr. Bepic to get it going. And I tell you, you guys did exactly what I hoped you would do. Radford, congratulations, and I'll give a huge tip of the hat to you. Rhyolite, you did absolutely phenomenal out there, but at the end of the day, like I said, that combination of what they put together there at Davenport, they know they need to play as a unit. They make sure that they're getting pass plays. They're making sure they're getting demo plays. They're working together as a cohesive unit. And honestly, like I said, they were looking like vets out there. As soon as that, I'd say that fourth game started, It kind of felt like they understood what they needed to do, and they just really put the pedal to the metal, and they just took it from that point forward.
I mean, they were getting destroyed and then the first couple of games, and they come out in game 4, 4-0 Radford, and it was 1-goal games from there on out, but Davenport found ways to win, and that's what good teams do. What a series put on by both teams, but that comeback from Davenport showed some kind of resolve, and they were so good they froze your camera, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see that.
I don't know
I'm
what
trying
happened.
to fix it.
That happened a long time ago, and I was trying to get it fixed. fixed, but I think you not fixing it gave some kind of buff to Davenport, like the posture
telling
check
you,
buff, something like that.
I was able to freeze Radford in time there in game 3, and I froze their game plan so it couldn't succeed going forward. That must have been the ulterior plan there. I did fix my camera though. It should be good now, hopefully.
Right.
I don't know if it is on your end, but at the end of the day, that was phenomenal play, and I'm really happy. Well, it seems like my camera's still having some issues, but at the end of the day, I was really happy to be here. I'm really happy to be a part of the action, and I really just want to thank you for being, allowing Great Lakes to be here, working with us coming into this weekend, and I'm really, I'm going to be here all night watching to see how Great Lakes continues to perform as we continue to go forward, because I know this is my only cast of the night, but I know I will be back next week, Monday, for some more as well, so...
Heck yeah. It's going to be a fun night. Schedule popping up here. Michigan State and UNC Charlotte set to kick off in, just about 60 seconds as Davenport Radford went the distance. So we will jump to a short break now as I get everything set up for the next series to come. But if that was any indicator, you are in for a treat tonight if you stick around just a little bit longer for more Monday Night Lights, as tonight's SEL versus Great Lakes CRL showcase is off on the right foot. But we'll be right back as we get everything set up. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, where we have had an insane night so far, and we are just 25% of the way through the SEL versus Great Lakes CRL showcase. I'm bringing in Bub for this next series. I mean, Bub, I know you were watching that reverse sweep we just watched in the best of 7, so how are you feeling coming into Michigan State versus UNCC?
Oh, I mean, I love my Davenport boys, but I thought after, the first 20 minutes of that series, I would have been here a lot sooner. I'm glad I wasn't. I was watching the whole time. By the end of the series, I was actually laughing because I couldn't believe the turnaround. I was so happy to see that series go to 7. We're off to a good start, and I can't wait to see what this one's going to be.
Well, I mean, UNCC and actually Michigan State as well, both playing with different variations of their rosters. I believe these are the looks we will be getting for both of these teams going into the next school year, with Blurry, Lazy, and Knight on the UNCC side, and Opbom, Knock, and Morvu on the Michigan State side. And I mean, both of these squads I think are upgrading going into next season. So this showcase I'm very excited for, because I honestly don't know what to expect, which is a theme for tonight for a lot of these rosters, Bub, coming in its best of 7.
Absolutely. Michigan State from the Great Lakes side, I think we talked about this last time too, as we're getting set to get into this lobby. They were what we thought was one of the biggest up-and-coming programs in our region, and they just went out and added Morvu and Opbom, and that's a terrifying roster to add to Knock for what roster was already scary. We're off and running. Bepic, kick us off!
All right, let's do it. Let's hope this one is just as crazy as the last set we just experienced, as Michigan State and UNC Charlotte take to the pitch against one another. And it is a scrum to open things up. But out of the scrum, Opbom has nearly arrived. He almost got that double to go, already kind of showing what he's capable of.
Yeah, one good look to start. We're just getting warmed up. Morvu from his backboard takes it further downfield, drops it down to the ground, tries to go for a ground pinch. Karam's off of Lazy, knocked towards the backboard. Blurry is there, it pops out in front for Opbom! And Michigan State is off and running early!
And they pick up right where Davenport left off. The Great Lakes side of this competition is hot right now, and that is just pure domination for Michigan State coming out of the first 30 seconds. They won that kickoff and did not look back. The Niners need to recover soon.
Here comes Opbom again, a look, Knock with the open net, goes high. Morvu with the follow-up, he's a little slow, we'll just go for the 50 instead, playing it safe. Grabs the boost, gets a touch, Opbom comes in just to keep it in the corner. Blurry with a less than optimal touch. Another one out in front, but Lazy, the only one there, will clear it all the way up to Blurry. A couple whiffs come out, goes for the bump on Opbom, and it goes back out towards midfield for Lazy. He'll go to the backboard. Morvu right there. One touch, trying to make it 2 off the sidewall. 50s it out to the middle. Lazy, not a lot of boost in the tank, though. Will steer it off to the side. Finds Knight in the middle. Nobody for UNC Charlotte with any boost. And Opbom will use that to take some control. Now Knock. Looking maybe for Opbom. No, we'll just go downfield instead. And now UNC Charlotte with boost. It's Lazy on the right wall. It has Blurry in the middle. And Knight as well. There's the bump. Knight! Not able to make contact, but a good look there for UNC Charlotte.
Yeah, UNCC, they started off slow. First 30 seconds were all Michigan State, and they have since retaliated. But Opbom, still Opbom, making it 2-0 Michigan State. It was great offense for UNCC, but they were stopped at every turn by the Spartans. And then in counterattack mode, Sparty scores. Quick beginning for Michigan State.
Just fantastic. Knowing that you can play that slow, there's no risk there for Opbom. Gets the last touch, gets through the entire defense, and now he's got it once more, but gets 2 to commit. Now Knight back the other way. Gets the second touch. This one might drop down. Lazy was there, but so was Knock to seal it away. Blurry up the corner. We'll wrap this one around out front. Morvu on the near post kicks it away. Lazy off the corner. Now Morvu will intercept it and send it out to midfield for Blurry. Not a lot of boost. He'll just concede possession. Opbom tries for another low 50. This one doesn't work out. Blurry from his own corner, bumped off Knight right there. Morvu will stay with it. Gets a 50 off Blurry. Michigan State trying to keep possession here. Opbom up for Morvu. Not a lot of boost in the tank. Did he get the flip? No, but he gets the 50. Knocked to the backboard. Where's Opbom? There he is. It's wide. And another good look for Michigan State. This one doesn't go, though.
And UNCC will clear. And Michigan State, I think making the Niners sweat a little bit on their defensive side of the ball, as Sparty looks terrifying so far tonight. But UNCC have had their moments as well. To see what they are able to get to go eventually. But here comes Opbomb off the back wall, setting up more Vu for a light touch on the near side. Couldn't get it through that near post, and Lazy clears and slots an open net. UNCC's finally on the board.
Well, Knock, a moment of hesitation here, and Lazy just takes that to get the second touch. It's all he needs, and we've got a game here, Bepic, with 2:06 to go.
Yep, I was waiting for something to fall for UNCC because they were developing chances over and over again, and for whatever reason, they wouldn't fall, whether it's just, you know, missed touch out in front or a great save by Michigan State. UNCC was due for a goal, and it comes at the right moment as well. With 2 minutes left, there's plenty of time here to completely erase the Michigan State 2-0 lead that once was. But Michigan State, they were looking like they could very well add to the 2 goals they've gotten so far, but UNCC have slowed them down just a touch, though Sparty find a bit of time on the ball here.
Morvu coming in on the clear cross side. It will be Knight actually getting there faster. Opbomb, the last one back right now for MSU. He will force Knight off the ball and then simply carry it out from his own backward up to Knock, and here comes Michigan State. Morvu in the middle for him. Opbomb going for bumps. Flip reset, doesn't get anything there for Knock. Morvu just going for the pinch. Stays with it in the corner, forces Blurry to make a decision. Opbomb with the 50. Lazy just trying to send it out as far as possible. Knock takes it back, drops it down for Morvu, and it's 3-1.
My word, what a dime. Knock took over at the midfield line and just found the perfect spot to place that ball for Morvu. And then, of course, Morvu's going to slot that, being as great a pass as it was. But that is some wonderful chemistry, a sign of things to come for this Michigan State roster. And they will balloon their lead back to 2. UNCC with work still to do.
Here is Knock once more, 50s it out in front. Opbomb looking for his third. Morvu tries to bring it in towards the middle. Knock right there towards the backboard. Everybody committed for UNCC. Morvu plays it slow. And Opbomb just not able to finish. Back the other way comes Lazy, all the way up near the ceiling. Forces Knock up. Flip reset, couldn't quite get it. Opbomb will clear. Knight will try and drop it in the middle for Blurry. This one on target, and Morvu a save off his own crossbar. Knock will take control, tries to get it up for Morvu, but nothing there. Knight just takes control. Forces Opbomb up, another commits for UNCC, and that will send the ball all the way back the other way.
The slow solo plays aren't working at the moment for UNCC. You need space to make something happen, but flip resets or wherever they're going with the ball, it's not quite panning out. So game 1, I think, is going to go the way of Michigan State off the back of a red-hot start in the first couple of minutes of this one. But UNCC found a way back, so going into game 2, I have a feeling this is going to stay just as close a best-of-7 as we saw Radford versus Davenport.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't take anything we saw here in game 1 for granted, given the precedent that Davenport and Radford set coming into this. I'm hoping... Obviously, we all want to see as close of a series as possible. I have a feeling that we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Best of 7s, obviously, nothing's ever over until you officially get zeros on that 4th win. But that's a good start for Michigan State. Opbomb showing up. We knew that he was a big part of this new Michigan State roster, and it really showed there in game 1.
I mean, Opbomb, I think if you were to divide like the CRL scene with the top like CRL level squads, I think Michigan State's kind of right on the cusp of those teams that are very near the top of the scene, but kind of on the bubble side of things. Opbomb is one of the highest touted pickups of teams in that range, like up there with Taibu for UTK, players like that, Rhyolite for Radford as well, and he is making a difference so far. Shot 2 for 4. And that one was a clear difference maker, especially at the beginning of that game. But Knock and Morvu right behind him, they showed why they are right up there with him in terms of skill. The way they were able to complete that game, not just have a hot start and then taper off, allow UNCC back into it. They finished that game 1 very, very well.
We'll see here as we go into game 2 as we're officially underway. It is Opbomb and Blurry off the kickoff. Morvu with possession off the cheat, grabs the corner boost, has one in the middle there. It's Knock actually left behind. Lazy was there to cut it away. Now Opbomb has to deal the 2v1. Gets bumped. Morvu back in time. Gets up in time as well off the shot from Knight. Opbomb denies Blurry as well. Lazy, not the greatest pop. They'll just try and salvage the possession. Flip reset will help with that. Gets it over Morvu. But Opbomb has one touch. Not the greatest recovery. Just gets a 50. Here's Blurry. Knock is right there to turn that one away. Morvu just trying to find the clear. And really for the first time, Bepic, at all in this series, we saw both teams not necessarily play as clean as you would have expected.
No, not the cleanest, and at time that's going to happen at this level of Rocket League. And right here, nearly an open net, but Knock tracked back that play in time to make a save. UNCC setting themselves up very well, but the challenges that Michigan State are taking in their own box right now are perfect. They're going right where they need to be to stop ball. Whether that's a heavy hit or a soft hit, it doesn't matter. Michigan State is getting in the way of either eventuality. And it's led now to a chance in offense where Opbomb can turn around for a ball off the side wall and lets it go just a little bit, allowing Lazy a little bit of space to work with, but he had nothing in the tank to make a full play happen. So the Niners stuck in defense. Opbomb versus Lazy, and Lazy was dead to rights. 1-0 Michigan State.
As soon as I saw this this double commit from UNCC and I saw Opbomb there, it's really hard to turn something like that away, especially given the player it was. 3 goals for him in under even 1.5 games. 1-0 Michigan State with 3:30 on the clock.
Always looking for more. Goes under Blurry here. Has Lazy to beat. Slows it down. Musty's it. And yet Lazy still gets the save. That allows Knight some space down the sideline, but at 5 ticks of boost in the tank. Still Lazy. A shot just short of being on target. And the rebound from Blurry is stopped by Morvu. Knock will deny entry once again into the box and just somehow pinch that in off of a 50-50 at the midfield line. Michigan State put together an incredible sequence.
I think that's called we take those. I don't think, not the way you draw it up, but Michigan State will double their lead. We're not even 2 minutes here into game 2, and for a game that felt Bepic at least like a slower start, compared to game 1, it's kicking up the pace very, very quickly.
Yeah, and I think it felt slower because UNCC had more control of the pace, rather than Michigan State coming out, winning the opening kickoff, and just not looking back for a solid 60 seconds. And UNCC right now is playing a slow style of Rocket League. They're being patient at the midfield line. I think to their detriment sometimes, but if their solo plays that they're getting space to maneuver through start getting a little bit more space, a bit more pop in these flip reset plays that they're going for, then it'll start working out. But at the moment, Michigan State, the better of the 2 squads at this at playing at this pace of Rocket League. And I mean, a 2-goal lead, taking that into the second half of the game of Rocket League is not too shabby at all.
No, not at all. Here is Knock and Knight going for the 50. Morvu, the first one there. He might have a corner read. He's going to try for it. On net, Knock is there, but Lazy just got up in time on the goal line to steer it aside. Gets the 50 on Opbomb back to the Michigan State end. Morvu up over the top of 1 to the backboard. Tries to drop it down out in front. Blurry had to pre-jump it just to steer it away. Knight there once more, and you called it, Bepic. Everything we've seen so far is an open net here for Morvu. Here's a shot, and it's 3-0. But as I was saying, every time Michigan State gets the ball, you can see the pace increase, and it's really hard right now for UNCC to keep up with that. We'll see as it develops, but 100% Michigan State playing a fast pace, and they're doing it better than UNCC able to play at that slower pace right now.
Yeah, I mean, right there, they didn't have boost to even get up to a reasonable pace of playing Rocket League. That's why Lazy missed there off the back wall, and why Blurry couldn't get back to that play at the goal line. So UNCC with it all to do, with 90 seconds left, got me down by 4 here. Knock can catch up to that ball, centers it well, but Knight is back in time to stop ball. Michigan State still with control here. Knight will take some of that away, but still down by 3. We got to see what the Niners can do here.
Here is Knock leaving it for Morvu. Not able to make contact, but he'll stick with it. Tries to wrap this one around the corner. Gets it out in front. Knight awkward. Everybody committing. Knock the only one who didn't. Sticks with it. Gets a double there out of UNCC once more. Opbomb shading back. Lazy leaving it behind for Knight. Steers it around Opbomb. Does he have someone in the middle? He might have, but Morvu just too quick off his own backboard. Lazy up towards the ceiling. Flip reset to the middle for Knight. Knight is there, but Nock was there as well to steer it away. Morvu will clear off the sidewall pinch, and UNCC forced to recoil once more. 40 seconds to go. Lazy up towards midfield again. Nock steers it away. Blurry up for it, gets a 50. Anybody else? Lazy not able to make contact. It's going to actually be Blurry trying to leave it back in the midfield. That gives possession away as Nock comes back the other way. But, I mean, at this point, it almost feels like for UNCC, you just have to pick up the pace.
Yeah, what they're going for right now isn't working. They're not finding a way around the orange cars that are just littered across the Michigan State defensive half. I mean, they're intercepting everything right now, the Spartans are. Even that, Morvu was somehow prepared for that ball in the corner, and there on the goal line, last man, but there were no members of the UNCC offense left to get through Morvu. And so, it's a 3-0 win, well, at the very least, for Michigan State here, and it will be confirmed. They've just looked the more in control of the two teams at the moment, especially in the defensive end, because UNCC, while they're playing patient, getting picked apart at times by Michigan State, and that's enough to win these games. Then in offense, Michigan State so cool, calm, and collected at every point of the play.
Yeah, it feels like when Michigan State doesn't have the ball, they are more than comfortable to allow UNCC to play that slow play, go for a slow 50, force a pop, and then go for the intercept with their second man. They're just simply ready before the next guy is for UNCC. And, you know, I was just talking about game one where Opbom, you know, he was the MVP, according to Rocket League score. We definitely know how very real and very objective that number is. Bottom of the leaderboard for Michigan State here. Had the one goal, had one shot, but yeah, I mean, to give the number credit, I mean, Nock, 1 goal, 1 assist, 4 saves. It doesn't really matter for Michigan State who the guy is right now. It's everybody doing their job, and so far it's worked out wonderfully for them.
And that is a similar case to, I feel like, how Radford plays, with Rhyolite being that very mechanical, very skilled on-the-ball player to lead the charge. You still need the two guys behind him to unlock that ability of their front men, like Zyrus and Super Smurf do for Radford. Nock and Morvu are doing extremely well in this series as well. And look at that interception by Morvu. Puts a lethal shot on that Blurry is able to get a save off of, but still, Michigan State generating chance after chance off the back of just solid team roles being filled extremely well.
Blurry's up off his backboard here, going to try and at least get a 50, but Opbom wins that. It goes to Lazy, who is able to beat one. Flip reset, uses it, Nock right there on the follow-through from Knight, read it all the way. Blurry bumped off the ball from his own teammate, will try and get back to it, but Opbom able to work around the roadblock. It is Morvu. Knight is there, this might drop down, no boost in the tank. Where's the follow? Not there in time. As Opbom able to clear it, Lazy will catch from his own corner. Morvu waiting for the 50, gets it. Blurry has been demoed by Opbom. Knight tries to clear, Nock intercepts. There's Opbom, there's the speed from Michigan State again. Opbom to the backboard. This is going to drop down. Everybody commits. Doesn't matter. Morvu finds the angle. And again, Michigan State strikes first.
That is a wonderful shot by Morvu. Had all the time in the world to make it happen, but still, not an easy drop-down ball to get by any stretch. Wonderfully finished play. And again, Michigan State, they just spread thin UNCC's defense, and the Niners not there in time to make another block. So, 1-0, the Niners still need to make up for their deficits in the offensive end of the ball, and still, they can't find a thing. Michigan State make a save, they clear the zone. We've seen this before.
They had a good look there for a moment. It is Knight working his way downfield, but again, one touch in Morvu right there to cut it off. It finds him again, he hits the pipe. Opbom will shadow here on Lazy to give Michigan State some time. Lazy works it into the corner, but Opbom just stays as close as possible. Knight and Nock 50 almost perfectly evenly. There in the corner, Morvu with a musty towards the backboard. Blurry is there. Morvu gets the dunk. Nock will pop this one softly to the backboard. Blurry is there to clear. Opbom's going to try and control this up the wall. Blurry trying to run interference. Now Lazy waits on Opbom to commit. Pops it up. Anybody else there? No, it's Morvu again. And more of this one touch, and that's it from UNCC. And you're down 1-0 about halfway through a third game. It's not working out well. And It's going to work out even worse now as Op Bomb's on the board here in Game 3.
UNCC just did not know where Op-Bomb was right there. I say UNCC, it was Knight. He was the third man and thought he had access to that ball at the midfield line, but he did not. Op-Bomb read the play before he could, and so Michigan State up 2-0 in a big Game 3 here, because UNC Charlotte, they drop this, they're going to have to reverse sweep in a best of 7, and that does not happen often.
Well, I've been trying to not be biased this entire time, but my little Great Lakes heart here is very, very happy to see the result we've seen so far. Knight will try and work this one around Knock. He will do just that. And how's to get through Morvo? Doesn't have boost nor possession anymore. Morvo, the low 50 on Blurry, and here comes Michigan State again. Another 50 on Lazy. Op-Bomb's deleted. That'll help a little bit. Knock just speeding it up to try and catch him off guard. This one all the way back into the Michigan State end. Op-Bomb is there. We'll try and control this one low. This time, Blurry intercepts it. Knox spawns on the right side, and even the spawns are against UNCC at this point.
That's just the way things have gone right now. Every turn of this match, it's been the wrong read or just an orange car right there to shut down and crush the dreams of UNCC. But they're still trying. They're still cooking up plans in the offensive zone, but that one stopped the near side. It's to Op-Bomb popping the ball up into the UNCC box, and Morvu intercepting an attempted pass out. He will center it to nobody, so Blur gets a little bit of time on the ball, but even then, UNCC can't find a way out. 80 seconds left. They still need a pair of goals to just force overtime in Game 3.
And I do also want to just take a moment, because I am getting a little bit of a flashback from an hour ago.
Yeah? What happened an hour ago?
We did see a 3-0 lead for Radford, and we did see Davenport come back from that 3-0 lead. I'm hoping at this point we don't get that, personally.
Yeah.
But I know everybody else, the people that are watching from home, if I'm you and I don't have a dog in this fight, I want Game 7. Give it to me. Knock. Trying to drop it down to Op-Bomb. Nothing there. Op-Bomb will take over. Blurry will send it out to midfield. Knock circles back. Gets it around Knight. Nothing there, though, as Lazy is there in his own end in the air. Morvu towards the net. Knight, an awkward touch. Anybody there for the follow? Of course they are. It's Op-Bomb again. And, well, I think Game 3 is pretty much all but done. It's just a matter of time now.
Yep, and Morfu, I love the victory celebration, just doing the in and out before the ball even went in. He was in the opponent's net because he knew that was a goal 100% of the time, and it was right there. Op-Bomb finishing the job. Michigan State very close to doing that exact same thing in this entire series. UNCC just have not been able to get going in this game on either side of the ball, really.
Oh my
it's been
goodness.
awkward in defense. Their offense has been sputtering at best, and Game 4 is where it's all going to have to change because Game 3 is all wrapped up.
Op-Bomb again, and I think what we've seen, one goal so far through almost 3 games now for UNCC. Credit to Michigan State. I mean, we've spent this whole series basically talking about how they're simply there. They are intercepting things. They're getting better reads. They're on the ball faster. They're on the ball longer. And if you can even dominate one of those categories, the odds are in your favor. Right. Michigan State, it feels like, is doing all of it much better right now. And I mean, for UNCC as we enter Game 4 here, what might be the strategy shift here? I mean,
hopefully they've been paying keen attention to how Michigan State likes to play defense, because Sparty has been all kinds of spread out on their defensive end. If UNCC can position themselves around the defense rather than just positioning themselves around each other, then maybe there's a way to find gaps and find passing plays that exploit how Michigan State likes to play such a spread out style of defense. But I mean, UNCC hasn't been able to do it so far, so I don't like their odds of being able to do so in Game 4. But hey, we saw a reverse sweep start about an hour ago, so I'm not going to count anything out just yet. This is Monday Night Lights after all, but UNCC, they've got to start playing chess as well as Rocket League, which is difficult to do. Turn on your strategy mode. I hope Big Man is coaching them up in the Discord chat right now, because they could use a strategy shift on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, It just feels unstoppable at this moment. But like we said, it felt unstoppable for Radford going into Game 4 against Davenport, and you just don't know until the games actually come and go as we get ready here for Game 4. I'm excited. I hope we see some adjustments here from UNCC as Knight and Knock kick us off for Game 4.
We'll see if they've got it in them. The Niners put up against the ropes going into Game 4. We'll see if they can take any inspiration from their Great Lakes brethren at Davenport. But at the moment, they are locked into their defensive end, and Morvu has found Knock off the back wall. Off bomb is stopped at the last second by Knight, and the rebound there from Morvu is denied entry into the net by Blurry, and will find a way out. Let that ball alone, and somehow UNCC will find themselves a clear, but we'll see how long they stay out of defense.
I mean, speaking of defense,
Oh,
Morvu
no.
right there, the net is open. That's not the point I was going to make. But unfortunately, Opbom and Morvu make their own. It's 1-0, 40 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State just straight up outplayed UNCC there. Every challenge was won clean. There was a demo on the offensive end to make it even more chaotic on the UNCC side. That's just how Michigan State has played. They have just beat UNCC at nearly every point in this series. I mean, the Niners haven't scored since Game 1, as you alluded to a minute ago, Bub. Right now, Michigan State is on... I don't remember who scored the last couple of goals in Game 1, but in Games 2 through 4 now, they're on an 8-goal run. Let's make it not 9 just yet. Now we can make it 9. Knock makes it official. 2-0 Sparty, and UNC Charlotte has so much work to do.
And it's just unfortunate. Again, it's the double commit. It's got to be the speed difference, because I don't think... I find it hard to believe that in a situation where, you know, Michigan State, or you're playing a team that plays a slower pace, that double commit comes out, right? It's the expectation. I mean, it's almost like Michigan State is in their heads a little bit. They know they're going fast. They know they have to be ready to commit. And it almost feels like it's leading to more mistakes, at least here in the last minute or so, than really you would have hoped to see, knowing that they were playing quicker.
Yeah, UNCC, they've got at least a bit of cleaning up to do, I think, in the time between now and the start of the fall season, which I know they're capable of. Charlotte's got a great program over there, and I'm sure they'll be making more appearances on Monday Night Lights like this. But at the moment, still in this thing, we're talking like it's over, because it's very close to being so, as Morvu puts in a third for Michigan State. I couldn't see who that was that got that bump to secure it. Okay, it was Knock.
I think it was Knock.
Running ahead, yeah. Took out Lazy and just secured it for Morvu.
Yeah. I mean, that is the good thing. That's the best part of why you have these events like this that go on during the summer, right? Gives you a chance to experiment, gives you to find out what works, what doesn't. So when games matter, you're ready to go, right? So, I mean,
yeah.
Plenty of time to learn. We are in the summer. This is not an indication of where teams may look like at the end of the fall, at the end of the spring. But there's definitely kind of what we saw with I think Joe said it after Game 3 with Bradford and Davenport, where there's time to go back in the lab, figure out what works, figure out what doesn't, make adjustments, and move forward.
Yep, exactly, and that's what these kinds of nights are for.
Oh my
UNCC's getting beat up by Michigan State right now, but hopefully it's something they can take forward into future events and matches. But man, it's like they don't know where the orange cars are in the pitch, and that is a dangerous prospect, not knowing where Michigan State players are, because all three are so terrifyingly good, Bub, that out of nowhere they can whip beautiful passes or shots or whatever they need in the moment out of nowhere.
And this is part of the reason why we've said at Great Lakes that this is one of the biggest programs to look out for right now. This is my first time, admittedly, seeing what this Michigan State roster looks like. Knock was there last year. I'm well aware of Opbom from events we've run previously.
Yeah.
They've done nothing but prove exactly why they are a school that I think even we saw in colleague rankings recently. They were a top 50 program in the nation. There's a fifth, by the way. Knock is just gonna find an open net off of I guess a challenge from Blurry.
It's just, I don't know how Michigan State is so consistently just in the right spot. They make such good reads on where the ball is going next. Like, I don't know why Knock is right there, why he's on the far side of the net, and it's just in position to take that ball.
Sheer confidence. I think
so.
That's simply what it comes down to at this point. I mean, the audacity that we've seen out of Michigan State, where it's basically become, in this game specifically, we're gonna do whatever we want. Beat us. That's kind of what it feels like it's turned into. Another demo, another big boom downfield. Morvo towards the net off the near post. Opbomb will find it to make his second goal of the game. And it's tough right now. It's definitely not a good situation on the other side of the field.
Michigan State just has such a dangerous combination of audacity and skill, because they play so confidently, being in strange spots, because they've got the skill to back it up. And that's a recipe, honestly, that can beat teams that on paper are better than you. Like, Michigan State could be a sleeper team. Like you've been saying, like, they've come onto the radar in the Great Lakes region, and they should be on the radar for everybody else as well, because they can match up against teams that you are probably watching in summer series right now and beat them, just because they will make those teams be like, why are they right there right now? How are they in position for this? And they can find goals that way. So we got a fun season of collegiate Rochester.
Oh my goodness.
This might be the most stacked the collegiate space has been in ever, honestly. Michigan State could be at the forefront of some squads pulling upsets.
Well, I think kind of an underrated statistic we're looking at right now. Michigan State has scored 6. All 6 goals have been assisted on. It's not a single one has been a solo play. Each player, 2 goals, 2 assists. You talk about a good spread. And not even to mention the triple commit we just saw a moment ago. It's confidence, it's teamwork, it's speed, not only individually but as a group. There's another good look for UNCC, but no follow-up. 15 seconds to go. Michigan State will comfortably win tonight. And hopefully this is a sign for things to come, as you said, Bepic, for them.
Yeah.
There's one.
Hey, I'm glad to see UNCC on the board. Their first goal in 3 games, actually. They haven't scored since game 1. Hey, it's good to see. Sometimes things don't go your way in a series. Sometimes your opponent just gets the better of you. And the Niners experienced that tonight, unfortunately. But they stayed fighting until the end, which I respect out of a team. I'm glad to see them continuing to play on and not just, goof off for the rest of a blowout series. And hey, they're rewarded for those efforts. And in garbage time, yes, but at least they get something on the board to take away.
Well, that will do it. Michigan State 4-0 over UNCC, and I can't help but feel like, Bepic, this is revenge. For the first time we did this, where I think Great Lakes went 1-3 against SEL. We are now at least guaranteed, at worst case scenario for Great Lakes, a 2-2 split. Given the match that's coming up next, I feel fairly confident. I don't think I'm going to be around to cast that one, but I'll be watching from the sidelines and cheering my boys on.
Absolutely. I mean, Michigan State was responsible for the sole win of the Great Lakes last time, to beat Cumberland in the first best of 7 we played that night, actually. But the last set that they played, they actually came back, played Tennessee, and got blown out. So I feel like there was some kind of revenge here. They were taking out their frustrations on UNCC after they got beat down by Tennessee last time.
Hey, we'll take it. I think we have actually, I think this next matchup, Bepic, that we have looking forward is probably the one that I'm personally the most excited to watch. You want to remind everybody who we have coming up.
I'll pop the schedule up on the screen because we're only halfway through the SEL versus Great Lakes Monday Night Lights nights, because we got Illinois State versus Bruton Parker coming up next. This is the most stacked matchup of the evening. We cap off the night with Rochester Christian versus East Tennessee, but Illinois State and Bruton Parker are 2 teams that are also going to be playing in summer series. And I think we were talking about making this a summer series match. I'm not sure if that discussion has made any headway, so I'll have more information about that on the other side of a break. But Bub, you're joining me for the RCU versus ETSU series coming up later tonight. You looking forward to that one?
I'm always looking forward to seeing Rochester play, Rochester Christian specifically. They were The school that I really found myself cheering for a lot when I first got into the to casting CRL CCA level talent, them and Siena Heights both. I've casted so many wars between those two schools. I every time I get a chance to cast RCU, it's always fantastic. I love those boys over there. So no, I'm excited. I'll be back. But yeah, I'm also ready for this ISU BBC game.
Oh, yeah. All right. Short break, hopefully. Actually, I say short break. It's going to be a bit longer. We were all privileged to only have like a 3-minute break earlier after the full Game 7 set. That was Radford versus Davenport. But about 15 minutes until we'll be back with ISU versus BPC. So please, go grab snacks, go grab drinks, but make sure you are in your seats for ISU versus Bruton Parker coming up in a bit. And we'll see you there. Welcome back to Monday Night Lights. I apologize for a bit of a longer break than we had earlier in the night, but it will be well worth it, I assure you, because Bruton Parker and Illinois State have just agreed to make this series an official CCA Summer Series best of 5. So we're shrinking the series size just a little bit, but we're heightening the stakes. So I brought in my man Zen Zero to help me cast this one. Zen, dude, it's been a minute since you've been on MNL, but how you doing?
I'm doing great. Super excited. Not only has it been a minute since I've been on MNL, but it's been a minute since I've really done any casting at all. So, I'm super excited to obviously come and do it with the GOAT, Mr. Bepic. And then you already know I got nothing but love for my boys over at Great Lakes, and we actually have an event with them coming up as well. So yeah, this was a great way to get back into casting.
Oh yeah, I mean we got to warm you up for the summer showdown that Great Lakes are putting on this weekend. So it's only right, and I've tossed you straight into the fire with an official CCA Summer Series match because these are two teams that could use a win. Illinois State is 1-2 right now in the massive 15-team round robin, and Bruton Parker's 1-4. Their one series win was a Game 5 win over Kennesaw State, so a solid in-state win for BPC, showing that they can take big names down in the Summer Series, but they've struggled outside of that. Game 5 lost to Ball State. Game 5 lost to Davenport, and then Shawnee State and Akron Gold are their two other losses. So the Barons, I'm hoping they can use some of their Monday Night Lights buff to success here tonight and get back on track in the Summer Series.
Yeah, it's crazy, all across CRL, across RLCS. I mean, the whole pro, not even that, just GC1 lobbies don't even feel like GC1 lobbies anymore. I mean, the competition is getting absolutely crazy, and that just goes to show, 1-4, 1-2, these are two very, very good teams. And yeah, it's all about consistency. We already know when any team peaking right now, I'm not sure who it is. I wish I could give them, their quote, but they said a high elo, a 2200 squad can peak and beat anybody right now in Rocket League, and it's so crazy because that's how true it is. It's just who can continue to do that when their back's against the wall or when the stakes are high, as you said. Who can do that consistently, and that's the name of the game.
All right, teams are in the lobby, so we should be getting set here in a second. CG Sith and Illinois State, the ISU roster, trying to bounce back as we actually watched them. I believe their last series played was against Ole Miss on the Mr. Bepic stream. So they're looking to rebound here as we get started with our best of 5 official CCA Summer Series match. Away we go, Zen.
And already Sith looking to set himself up on the backboard. Wanted a little bit of a double tap there. Annex, excuse me, will keep it out, but just shows the aggression starting early here, Bepic.
Absolutely, and I can't blame Bruton Parker for starting off on that aggressive foot. Against ISU, I think they are the underdogs. Illinois State, even though they are coming off of a loss to Ole Miss, that Ole Miss team was looking very, very good. And I do rate them on paper as the better team. But Bruton Parker nearly finding first blood right there, have come out swinging.
And Sino still all over it. Uses his flip nicely. CG gonna pick his pocket. No boost here. Tries to find the pinch, but I love that right there. I'm a big fan of physicality. And speak of physicality, a big demo following that bump. Oh, no mansions. Got caught rotating back there. And man, it's been a lot of back and forth here to start.
Yeah, a little awkward right there as well. Both teams taking a second to get into this thing. And a best of 5 for those just tuning in. Summer Series format is BO5, so shortening the series length just a bit. You want to have that hot start that Illinois State nearly found. First blood denied at the gate by Antics there. What a block by Bruton Parker.
And I was almost certain that was going to turn into a goal, but they're still circling now. Nice clear off the backboard, Sith, good positioning, and that's something you can tell right now. Illinois State just, all over them with the positioning as CJ takes over again. They're just taking turns, rotating in as no match. You can't find the goal. Sith, I thought it was in. What a save.
Oh, my word. Sino, an incredible block, and Manny on the goal line, getting in on the action. Bruton Parker pulling a rabbit out of a hat with that save on the goal line to keep us 0-0.
And pulling a rabbit out of the hat
no.
exactly, but CG gonna find the open net, just catches them. I guess preemptively rotating out a bit here. Maybe Manny had a bit of a misread, and Sino tries to get back, but on 0 boost. Good luck saving that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty sizable blunder for Manny, as Antics had just lost the 50-50 at the midfield line, and that misread just gave too much access to the orange net to Illinois State. Now again, off kickoff, they find themselves in a favorable position. We'll keep offense on the board here. Sith low on boost, dropping that ball down, but that is exactly what Bruton Parker needed. Just a slam the other way, and nearly a freebie given up to Antics.
Yeah, and you said it. That's exactly what they needed, but the counterattack the other way, CG can't quite read it. That would have been dangerous. But yeah, they seem to be really pinned down here, Bepic, and they got a few choices. Obviously, if they can take possession, find some outlet passes, and turn into a counterattack, that's key. But if not, find those big clears that buy you time to reposition as no match. You're looking to set up CG. CG's there over 2 defenders.
Illinois State continuing on the rampage that they're on. I think that one chance that we saw Bruton Parker get in transition where Antics had a maybe free shot on net is their only opportunity in the last several minutes, as Illinois State have had all of the control of this game, and BPC are making great stops on the goal line, but Illinois State, they are too good right now, too clinical with their touches to let these possessions go without a goal tied on at the end of them. And now a chance for BPC will actually result in their first goal of this series, so maybe Bruton Parker has something to be said about a comeback here.
And exactly what we said, Xanax finds Sino upfield, and that's part of it. We see Illinois State doing a great job of kind of smothering them, setting up camp on their end of the pitch, but that does leave you vulnerable to the counterattack, and as great of a job they've done, that one very, very well, very, very well done by Bruton Parker.
See if they can get one back here. Illinois State trying by way of a Sith flip reset, but doesn't find goal. Bruton Parker still playing a solid defensive line here, and Antics will try and get them out, but CG and Sith, other ideas off the back wall for no mansion. Met at the point of contact by a Baron. That will lead to a clear for Antics, but CG right there, finding a teammate as well. These quick stops from ISU are stunting Bruton Parker's counterattack game. It's resulted in possession for Bruton Parker, but ISU is still very much set up.
Yeah, they really are, and I mean, I have to credit, I assume there's some great comms, but obviously some chemistry. Sino, nice redirect, no matching, gonna cut that off, but it's counterattack turned into another counterattack is what we're seeing. I mean, I love that there's really levels to this, and they're playing chess out here, Bepic. You can just see it as they're both using that teamwork, and right now, I think it's Illinois State that's just a step ahead, but not too far.
Oh, Sino staked one, though. CG's all alone with no boost. Sino dumps the ball off to Manny, but that shot goes near side and was still off target, leading to a save and clear found by Sith and No Mansion. CG off the back line finds the crossbar, and his shot will stay out. With 40 seconds left, ISU have control in the offensive zone, and they've nearly got a third goal that will not fall through. What a pair of stops by Bruton Parker.
It was. Manny found the first save, but they triple committed on the save. I thought for sure it was going to be a goal. Somehow Xanax dives in, picks up his 5th save, and they're holding on for dear life. Problem is they don't only need to save these away. They need to find a goal on the other end of the next 10 seconds here.
They've got no boost, though. It's going to be so difficult for Bruton Parker to get out. And Manny had no boost, and Illinois State had all the agency and offense. They should secure game 1 off the back of that play right there. But, man, it was close. Illinois State had to work for their goals in offense, because that Bruton Parker back line is tough to get through, though. Illinois State, to their credit, finding 3 goals here, did exactly what they had to do to start off on the right foot.
Yeah, they really did, and especially, with this being moved down to only a best of 5 this game 1, even more important. And I have to say, if you're a coach, if you or you play on an aggressive team, take this game 1 as CG. You're gonna find a 0-second goal to add insult to injury, but go to ball chasing, find Bepic, go to ball chasing, and watch this replay and just watch what Illinois State did. Their positioning was impeccable to just keep them, smothered the most of the game, actually.
Yeah, they took advantage of every touch off the Bruton Parker back line that was just too strong. And they kept possession going over and over. And the boost control from Illinois State was phenomenal as well. It felt like full boost tanks every time a player would step in from the midfield line. And that led to the 16 shots at the Redbirds put on target that game. And Bruton Parker held to just 5. They have, if they're going to play that defensive again throughout this series, they're going to have to find some more potent counterattacks because they were held in check in game 1. And they made some great saves. They kept that game closer than it probably should have been with some heroics on the goal line. But the score line tells you what happened there. Illinois State was in full control.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I say it all the time, but it's so true. That's just such a fatiguing way to play. To make 10 saves a game, I mean, you can't expect to win a series like that, let alone a single game. And, I mean, both CG and Sith single-handedly outshot all of Bruton Parker that game.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that stat fact right there. That is crazy. And I mean, Bruton Parker, they were living in transition that game. So it makes sense they didn't get a ton of shot opportunities. But we'll see what happens in game 2. This is an important game for both sides here. It's why I love game 2s in a best of 5. Because Illinois State, I'm interested to see if they are able to keep that same level of possession dominance going here into game 2. And they nearly took advantage of an awkward play out of BPC right there, but nothing doing. BPC recover, and they find a chance to get out. Instead, though, CG sets up Sith for an opportunity denied by Antics.
And what a read by his Antics right there. I mean, unreal save. And, you know, again, they do it time and time again. Manny, open net. No. Oh, can't read it. Antics will get there to slam it home. And I got to say, Bepic, I'm surprised we haven't seen more physicality. You know, I know Milk especially loves to get physical, but the Manny I know, I just can't believe how many clean bumps he gets, how physical he is. And that's not something we've seen at all.
No, and maybe that's something that Bruton Parker used to get back into this thing. As right there, Manny was the one who got a bump on the last man that could have saved that shot from Antics. And then right there, CG, that's what happens when he goes unbumped in net. Finds a big block to keep Bruton Parker to just a 1-0 lead, but ISU still under the gun now. That is a nice pitch by Sith to get the ball away. We'll see if they can follow things up, but CG, man, required again on the goal line to get the ball away.
It did. I mean, the car control and the ball control simultaneous there was just kind of unreal. He had to jump over the defender, find the clear, and, you know, pretty much save a shot. No match the other way. CG the bump. They said, you can do it. We can do it as well. I love it. Let's have a shooter. Let's have a dogfight here.
Oh, that beat from No Mansion is kind of what sealed it. Antics was all alone against 2 great players on the Redbird side, and that is a difficult defensive situation to be in. And he couldn't get the job done, so Illinois State find themselves tied up, and off kickoff, a passing play finds CG with an opportunity that is shut down immediately by Manny, who clears the zone and couldn't get through Sith. That is wonderful corner play out of Sith.
Oh, and Antics looking to go airborne there with the ground air. Another demo. This time Manny gonna have the open net. That looked like his teammate trying to steal it a bit at the final moment there, but what a demo from Antics and Manny. Not squandering that one. Good shot.
Yeah, that's perfect. You talked about the physical play of Bruton Parker that we hadn't seen a ton of so far in this series. And right out of the gate, both their goals come off the back of bumps. And so maybe it's that adjustment that'll help them get level in this series. But Illinois State, they've got a dynamic offense. They've been playing less in the offensive zone this game, but they are still terrifying in counterattack mode. And this is why CG forcing everything to be expended by Manny to get that ball away. But Bruton Parker again pull around out of a hat with an incredible save.
And in the first 90 seconds of this game, Bruton Parker have matched their shots from the entirety of last game. Now, they've been held to that for the last minute or so. But, yeah, I mean, it's a big stat. They definitely came out. They knew, hey, this is a best of 5 now. We dropped game 1. We have to grab this momentum back here and now. And they've done a fantastic job.
Out to Sino. We'll push the ball further into ISU territory. Sith taken over in the corner, will get the ball to No Mansion. He realizes the space that he's got, picks the ball up to carry it away, gets through the first, and that's all you need. He had some help on the ground to clear a path, and that will be a tied up game 2. It's 2 apiece.
And the composure here, I mean, it's what it takes to get at this level. You know, if you look at the scoreboard, it's littered with CRL Fall 2023 contenders. I mean, CG the only one not rocking it, and that just goes to show, you know, Illinois State had a big game 1, came out tough start here, but they remained composed. But a big counterattack here. CG will be back in time. Already a savior medal.
And I just want to give him a heads up to stream. I don't know if it was audible as that replay of goal number 4 was happening, but there is a storm passing through my area right now with some very loud thunder. I don't know if it showed up on stream, but that was... So if the stream goes down is what I'm trying to say. That's what happened. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm trying to speak it out of existence, but with 2 minutes left, this is a heater of a game 2 that I do not want to miss. With Bruton Parker and Illinois State going back and forth, and Bruton Parker finding another opportunity off the back of a demo, but Sith covers that one up.
They are still pinned down a bit here. A little bit of boost in the tank, none for CG. He's just going to be a nuisance. Find a couple 50s. Antics, though, taking his time. Breaking Kinkles in the box. My favorite type of player right here. They regain that lead.
I mean, he just cut that ball back so quickly, gave no chance for No Mansion or Sith to react to it. And so the Barons take their lead back, and Illinois State, after a fairly dominant game 1, have a lot of work to do now in the final 90 seconds, but off kickoff, they get an opportunity to tie us back up. They can't get through Antics, though, and so they'll try again.
And typically when we see, you know, such a drastic change between game 1 and game 2, Antics said, don't even talk about anything else but me right now. Big sets himself up big, and again, Manny doesn't actually find the bump, but just the threat of the bump right there is enough to open that net up.
Antics has been taking over this game. His solo efforts, with a little bit of help of physicality on the goal line, have been perfect for Bruton Parker. Now Sino gets his turn in the limelight. A backboard read goes awry, and Manny won't commit on it. Instead, backing off and playing the passive game, trying to protect this 2-goal lead that has been cut to 1. No Mansion and Sith getting ISU back within a single score here. That was pretty.
And I'm telling you, if I'm on the side of Illinois State right now, I am just, Bruton Parker, I'm just screaming, do not give No Mansion any room when he goes airborne. We need bodies on him immediately, because he finds any space in the air, he is so crafty.
Not to mention you need bodies on him quickly, but you also have to evade the teammate that's usually in front of him, heading for your car to take you out of this realm. And that play has worked out several times for ISU, but Bruton Parker still hold on to a 1-goal lead here in the final 40 seconds of game 2. To get us level in this best of 5, Sino takes the ball to the side, pinches it deep into ISU territory. Manny extends, but there's no one there to shoot. They're just playing the possession game. Bruton Parker is, but Illinois State very close to flipping the field.
Yeah, and they need to just take a page out of their book, just pin them down as, you know, Illinois State did to them in game 1. Use that clock as your friend. Oh my! You said it, Bepic. Antics, just solo ability, putting the team on his back here in game number 2. What a pinch.
Oh my word! CG was in position for that too, but the shot had so much heat on it that he couldn't get the save. Top shelf ceiling pinch. Antics is unbelievable right now.
Yes, he did not like losing, as you said, kind of in dominant fashion. He's looking for the sideball redirect here out of the corner. Can't quite read it, but that's going to run the clock down. And I have to say, I want to ask you as we go here, you know, in between games, I want to pick your brain. What did you see that, you know, Bruton Parker did differently? Because I didn't see a lot. They certainly got more physical, but it seemed they just kept up with the pace a lot better there in game 2.
They did a much better job of finding clears off of the back of the good saves that they were making, and that led to more offensive space. And Illinois State still put up 3 goals on them, but Bruton Parker's offense came alive. And most of that is due to Antics and his ability to finish plays. But Sino and Manny around Antics were phenomenal that game, harassing harassing Illinois State defenders in net, finding demos, passing plays. That was just a more complete game from Bruton Parker than game one. They were swimming with their arms, with their defense carrying the load in game one, and that's why Illinois State was able to drown them, take game one.
Yeah.
But there, it was more complete from Bruton Parker, and for ISU, they got to find a way to stop Antics now, because he absolutely took over that second game. So here we go. We'll see if he can do it again.
That ceiling shot, absolutely unreal. No match. Maybe looking for a crazy shot of zone. No good. Let's take over. Can't quite slot it there. And I do want to add, they cut Illinois State down to half the shots. 16 in game one, only 8 there in game number 2. So they certainly found some answers for them.
Yeah, and that's what we were looking for going into game 2, is finding answers. And now Illinois State, it's their turn to do the same. And I wonder if those answers come by way of extra possession like we saw in game 1, if they just control the game that way, or if they look to play a bit more passive and make sure there is a body immediately when Antics get some space in the offensive zone. And as of right now, it's the possession game, though CG has had to back off and actually back pass to No Mansion. That is a keen play to get Illinois State back in the offensive zone, though they can't break the near post. Instead, they will stay at 0 goals so far in the first minute.
Oh, and Sith gonna find the big beat in the midfield, back of the net. Nobody home there. Manny tries to air dribble it out, and I'm not sure. I guess Sino thought, you know, Manny had a little bit more control than he did, was going to get a little bit better of a 50, and yeah, just gets caught rotating out of defense just, a tenth of a second too soon, and that's what happens at this level.
Yep, you will get caught out. Illinois State is too quick not to let those gaps go unanswered, and that is another thing that Bruton Parker did a lot better in game 2, was in game 1 there were just misses, like straight up bad plays in defense that led to openings for ISU that they cleaned up in the second game. But right there, that was the first instance of a bad rotation, and Illinois State was all over it. So, got a 1-goal lead in hand to look to add on to it now with CG setting up No Mansion for a shot off the bar, and it stays out. BPC dodge a bullet.
They did. This time it was Annick started to rotate out just a bit early as Manny, oh no, getting harassed here. This might set up for CG. Manny somehow hanging in the way with no boost. Keeps it out, but they are not out of the woods yet. That big pinch will do it, though.
This definitely feels more like game 1 than it does game 2. With Illinois State controlling the pace of play, mostly on the orange side of the field. But the Bears have a chance here to change that narrative. They've been set up in the offensive zones for a moment. Antics across the Sino, pop back to Antics, and I don't think that extra touch was expected out of Antics, but it was required out of Sino, I believe, to try and get through ISU, who were still set up defensively. But double demo here. They sit all alone in defense. He is not quite up to meet that ball. Instead, they're just betting on Antics not being able to meet it either. So, no goal for Bruton Parker. Illinois State clear the zone.
And I'm going to start really keeping some eyes on these big boosts, because it's a lot of times that I'm noticing Bruton Parker, when they're trying to set something up, they're out of boost. Manny exhausts all of it for that pass there, Sid. Big savior medal. CG is up. No Mansion actually going to fake. This could be bad here. Sid's going to be back alone, and I like that. He just clears it away, gives up possession. Obviously a big no-no, but that should buy them time to get back. Just kidding. Sino forcing the own goal, I believe.
Oh, there's no way. There is no way that goes in. Great pass by Antics, and Sino polishing off a great setup. That chip around No Mansion was perfect. It's exactly what was needed, because if he takes the shot right there, No Mansion has the save. He easy does it. It's probably a clear and a quick counterattack as well, but Sino played that perfectly, and now Manny's in position to intercept that ball from ISU, and that will result in Bruton Parker offense, though Illinois State in a decent position to deal with it, to go up for that, but CG has things covered up. He should have some space to work with now.
Yeah, again, Sino and Manny got caught up all the way in the opponent's box with no boost, and that kind of shut down that offensive push there, but Annick's still on it. Looking for the pass off the wall. No Mansion will get the beat, has to find his way through the opponent's car to find the clear. He'll do just that. Sit. Open net again. This one's crossbar down and in. And again, Bepic, they're just leaving that net open.
I'll admit, I panicked seeing that ball go off the crossbar again after No Mansion missed his bar down. And X earlier, but that one falls in, and it gives Illinois State a lead with 90 seconds left. But yeah, that's just another mistake from Bruton Parker. Sino lets that go in the middle of the field, and ISU is all over it. 2-1, and CG will look for more. A challenge taken in the corner here. Goes the way of BPC, but no mansion off the back of a demo. Takes out Sino, centers it for CG, who finds the back of the net. 3-1 Redbirds.
And I mean, they are just using that teamwork. Every goal of this game on both sides, all 4 goals have been assisted, and we know, that's the big difference between 2s and 3s, right? You have to use your team. Teamwork is everything, and I tell you, both teams doing it well, but this game 3, Illinois State certainly doing it better, and so far in the series, I think they have that edge as well.
Oh, I love that passing play from Sino and Antics, and Manny got in as a third man looking for a finish or an extra pass, and it doesn't pan out. So in counterattack mode, Illinois State looking threatening as ever. Hard stop for the moment. Sith actually kind of gives that up, but Sino's solo play is taken away by No Mansion. That's great heads-up transitional defense, but it doesn't matter. Bruton Parker on the other end of the ball cut the lead to 1. They just took it away from ISU here.
And it was Manny. I love it. I call it the dime to demo. That's my I'm coining that phrase, even though it's just a bump attempt. But I love that play where Manny dimes up his teammate, goes for the bump, and again, he didn't actually make contact, but it was enough to cause the defense to get scared. But immediately they're looking to answer back, and Manny, no boost, clear, should buy a little bit of time.
Oh. No Mansion. It's faked by Sino here. Manny's up ahead, and it forces 2 blue cars to jump. Still a dangerous spot for ISU if they don't get back to that ball as CG did. No Mansion has the ball poked over his head. Sith needs to come up big here. He gets the first touch, but not the second. Bruton Parker with 14 seconds left have tied us up.
And I'm telling you again, the physicality, if we rewind just a bit, Manny forced a double commit as he tried to. I love it. He's the guy that you want to have your back.
Yep.
In a fight, because he's the one diving at 2 cars, ready to sacrifice himself right there. And that was the beginning of the end. Allow them to tie it up.
Ooh.
But Illinois State want to finish this one here in regulation. 4 seconds left. Can they get one more opportunity?
Well, Manny can. Does he have a teammate center? He does with Sino. Sino puts it just shy of being on frame, but Antics moves it off the ceiling for Manny. Manny, 0-second attempt denied at the door by No Mansion. What a clutch save that gets us to overtime.
And we got 7 shots on the side of Illinois State, 6 shots on the side of Bruton Parker. So it's really worked out for Bruton Parker to kind of not make this a shootout like they had in game 1. Oh, Manny. That takes the dime right on. CG did a great job of 50ing that ball right when he took the shot.
Well, Manny will turn for this. Pick up the 100 boost on the way. No Mansion has the ball stolen from him. Manny puts it center. He dunks CG. Is there any kind of finisher? No, and I can't blame. I think it was Sino that would have been in rotation for that for not committing, because that would be so aggressive to commit for that kind of play. That probably has a 10% chance of getting a ball center, and so we'll play on in overtime, but not without close shaves for either side. ISU nearly finding one there, and in transition, double commit in defense. This is scary for the Redbirds as Sino moves in, but he will have that ball taken from him by Sith.
Yeah, great clear from Sith there. He had no boost. His teammates had just double committed. That was very, very dangerous, as you said, but they survived, find their way onto offense. CG looking to set something up off the back wall. Sith gonna take over, maybe look for a bump here. Manny, though, has just been big body with those 50s.
Yeah, that was a great recovery. That's taking the ball across his block. That's a miss from Antics, though, and Manny has his back. All right, heart palpitation central for both teams right now. Bruton Parker surviving scares. Illinois State surviving one there as well. Sith comes up big on the goal line, finds No Mansion out center, but he can't make contact on the ball, and so Bruton Parker allowed a counterattack. Manny trying to get the sidewall read, can't get it, but the ball still does go center. It puts No Mansion in an awkward spot. Manny's bumped Sith off the back wall, but No Mansion keeps full control of the ball and does well for his defense.
Yeah, No Mansion's aerial control and just ball control in the air, absolutely unreal. It's it's just sometimes when you have that teammate that you know you can depend on to get you out of a very sticky situation.
Yep.
Massive, but again, he just has to clear it away. No boost. CG gonna take over. That was a dot on target, but a big save from Sino.
They're just making sure Bruton Parker's still awake at this point.
Yeah,
and they are. The Barons are alive on their goal line. They'll have to stay so right now as they're put in a tough spot. It's just a nice testing ball from Illinois State, seeing if the nerves of an overtime Game 3 get to Bruton Parker. But that Game 5 set where they took Ball State to Game 5 had 3 overtimes, and Bruton Parker nearly reverse sweeping. I was looking at those results earlier, so VPC know how to play under pressure, but they panic too much here, and they give Sith an open net to win it. 4-3 the final, and Sith's got a hattie.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because we talked about Annex playing so well last game. This time it's Sith. I didn't realize 3. He picks up the hat trick on 4 attempts, so 75% shooting and 4 saves. So a hattie, a savior. I mean, almost pushing 1,000 points, over 800. That's a big game for him right there.
Absolutely. 4 saves. Massive. Because Bruton Parker shot the ball 8 times and Sith stopped half of them. Illinois State, I mean, it started off dominant in terms of possession. I said that I felt like that the beginning of Game 3 was a lot like Game 1, but that shifted. Both offenses started going. We went back and forth the whole time. It turned into more of a Game 2 feel, but we have such an even best of 5 right now. You have to come up clutch in moments. And Illinois State is forcing more mistakes out of the Bruton Parker defense than the Barons offense is forcing out of theirs. And that's the difference. I mean, right there, the play that won it for ISU was just an awkward near side bounce for Sino. And now Illinois State has a 2-1 series lead. So if Bruton Parker can stay a bit more composed going into game number 4 in defense, then maybe they can force a Game 5 here.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be tough. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we see a Game 5. You already know I love to see Champions Field. I mean, I don't know a caster that doesn't, but they didn't give me time to say it, but I was going to say last game, Bepic, I had a feeling whoever took that overtime is going to take the series. That's just how important a Game 3 OT is when the series is tied up in a best of 5.
I would not be surprised, honestly, if it's any other team than Bruton Parker. Illinois State, very good squad that is very good at closing things out, but Bruton Parker have forced Game 5s against really good teams in summer series so far. KSU, Davenport, and Ball State, all potential playoff teams. And Illinois State, very good. I don't think they are immune to that same fate. I think Bruton Parker can absolutely force a 5th game, but the Redbirds are also of a caliber where they can step up and just put Bruton Parker to bed at the end of this best of 5. But at the moment, nothing so far in the first minute. Although Sino has missed off the back wall, requiring Manny in defense. This could be an opening for ISU.
And you know, we've had a lot of goals through 3 games now. Wouldn't be surprised to see this game only be maybe a 2-goal, 3-goal game, just a 1-goal difference to win it. And I really believe Bruton Parker need to score first here. That's going to be massive for them.
It would help, and this is a good look at it. And he finds Antics down below, and somehow that ball squeaks through. And that'll be first blood for Bruton Parker, exactly what you were looking for, Zen.
Yeah, little caster blessing. We don't get enough of those. Usually I'm caster cursing, so which I guess every caster curse is a blessing for someone, right? But yeah, that was big for them, especially in the first 90 seconds. Kind of take that momentum, or at the very least stifle the momentum that Illinois State had.
90 seconds in, Illinois State down a single goal. Looking to respond now. CG is backwards in the corner, beating everybody. Sino came up big, though, on the initial save, but no one was back for the cleanup. Sith equalizes with 3:16 on the clock.
And CG just playing that role so well. He was just an absolute nuisance. Gets the beat in the corner, forces the quick clear out. And I mean, when you can have somebody that can, not necessarily beat 2 or 3 of the opponents, but force them to make a play, it makes it so easy for your teammate to be in the right position and clean it up. It's exactly what we saw there.
That was so nice from CG. Put in an awkward spot defensively and still found a way to get out. But Bruton Parker trying to salvage possession. Be successful. CG again thwarting their attempts, giving No Mansion a chance on that ball, but Manny denied it, jumping the gun on the angle No Mansion had on the near side, and almost put a shot on target as well. That ball had so much oomph coming off the back wall, but it results in a goal still. Sino beats the ISU defense, and Bruton Parker jumped back out in front.
And that's what we call picking pockets right there. A massive 50 from Manny, and Sino's there. I mean, they thought, if you rewind half a second right there, they thought they were transitioning into offense. Manny said, no, thank you. 50 right to my teammate. We get the lead right back.
Now Sino's off the ceiling, denied by No Mansion, and Manny will deny No Mansion in turn. Wait, no, No Mansion denied him. Regardless, it's clear for Illinois State. But Antics will respond, and we're fighting for possession right now at the midfield.
Uh-oh. Gotta get up. Can't just let this man freestyle on you as he finds the double reset dive to sit. I told you, Bepic, you have to get a hand up.
Oh, you're kidding me. How do you let No Mansion have that much room? He got a double reset there. And he sets up Sith for the finish. 2-2. That's the kind of Rocket League we're playing tonight.
And honestly, it might have been a little overkill from Sith. That ball might have just found its way in the net by the looks of it. But yeah, you know, we said it. Even if you have no boost, threaten the challenge. Something you can't let No Mansion know that he just has all the time in the air, because that's going to be the end result 9 times out of 10.
CG nearly had his own moment there to put ISU up a goal. This is weird. Antics forcing awkward defense out of ISU at the moment. CG left alone. He misses. That means Sith is the last man, and he does well to get in the way of Antics' shot. Sino puts the ball back, but there's no one there to finish. CG clears the zone, and Manny off the back wall does well to get the ball at least to the midfield line where Antics can extend. What can Bruton Parker build off of this, though? Antics beats one. No Mansion watches that play as CG redirects the ball off the side wall and deep into Baron territory.
And I tell you, I don't know if it's nerves or what, but we're starting to see a little bit more of that dreaded ping pong, where it's basically like, you know, almost tennis, where you're clearing it back and forth, hoping for the opponent to make a mistake, and somebody has to take possession. Hero as Manny gonna do just that, sets himself up. If he could have just not got so much height on that, that would have been an absolute dot on target.
Good ball out to the side by Manny. Won't double it, but Antics takes over, and that is the guy you want on the ball if you're Bruton Parker. He will only pop the ball up to CG, though. Sign of the follow-up. It's car, not ball. So Bruton Parker posturing for another attempt on the Illinois State net. Antics might supply it, but CG dodges a bump and gets the ball off the back wall to Sith, who clears the zone, and now it's the Redbirds looking for one more attempt.
Oh, and Manny gonna come down, find that little ground double that we're starting to see. It's starting to become so prevalent. Oh, that was an opportunity, maybe a bit squandered there. Oh, big dunk from Manny, though. No Mansion is awkward. Sith, I thought he post Malone for a second, but it will allow CJ the time to clear it out. Final 10 seconds, Manny. Gonna get picked pockets by No Mansion. Sino. Can he find an opportunity? No, the demo. Antics, excuse me. Last chance. Big Antics. Can he put it in? Oh, it's high. Manny finds a home for it. Big play in 0 seconds.
We're going to game 5. Bruton Parker with no time left give themselves a game 4 win. Are you kidding me?
Man, what a series. Again, big shout out to you, Bepic, for bringing me on for this one, man. This was exactly what I needed to get back into the flow of casting, because I mean, this is unreal. It's always a blast when the game that the series that you're casting, you would just genuinely love to watch and not even cast, but you know, being blessed to cast it on top of that, man, they are putting on a show for us right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, game 5, Bruton Parker get another chance to win a series in 5. So it'll be their 4th of 6 series played in the summer series that have gone the distance, which is absurd. But in game 4, Sino had a game, 4 blocks on the goal line, and he was the guy who made the poor touch in Game 3 overtime to give Illinois State the win there, and he more than made up for it in Game 4. And Sino is the guy that typically gets the brunt of criticism when you're looking at Bruton Parker's gameplay, because there are series where he just has a bad time, and it gives the opponent too many chances that where Bruton Parker can't win it. But he has played so well this series, and when he is on, Bruton Parker is a top 8 team in CRL.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's funny because I actually wanted to give Sino some credit. I believe it was game 2. It was game 2 when Antics had just that crazy game. You know, I can't remember. I know he dropped like 800, 900 points, something like that. Sino actually had less than 100 points until the final 30 seconds, but they were comfortably leading that whole game, and I love it. I love when a player can say, hey, you know what? I don't care if I drop 90 points and we win by 2 goals. You would almost have to force your points and get in the way. So I like that. He can step up when he needs to, or allow his team to step up. But as I'm yapping, no mention, absolute, CG, absolute diamond, no mention right there.
Oh, he just played Manny's position so well. CG waited for Manny, who was last man on the near side, to contest in the corner, and just boop, poked the ball around him, gave no mention a free look at the Bruton Parker net. Sino, opportunity off kickoff to answer back, and he is stuffed by CG. That is a great challenge.
And Sino's still trying to be a nuisance. CG will exhaust every bit of boost. I love that low 50 from Antics. Maybe CG, maybe Antics. I'm not sure who pinched that. That's dangerous, though. Sith will find no mention upfield. Right back to Sith. Sino, big demo to shut that one down. And no mention tries to find a clear out to CG, but I don't blame CG for not going there.
That's a beat. Antics gets the ball around one, and Sino out of the corner was looking terrifying. Still, Antics almost got that through no mention, but the near side defense for ISU is successful, and that incidental back pass actually is very successful. CG incidentally back passes it again, but this time Manny's ready for it. He demos the last man back, and that is a free net for Antics. We're tied up again.
And I said it after game 1, Bepic. I was asking you, I was like, man, where's all the Manny, physicality, the Manny bullying? And yeah, pretty much since that came out of my mouth, that's all we have seen. He was even diving. There was nobody there, and he was still trying to bump somebody at the end of that goal.
Oh man, Bruton Parker looking the part of a top CRL team right now. And I said top in CRL, like top 8 in CRL. I meant East. I didn't mean all of CRL. Just a correction there. Just make sure my point is clear. But ISU, a top squad as well, and they have taken their lead right back over the Barons.
And no mention, great job. I mean, just does it all solo dolo. But anytime you can use the opponent's ceiling right in front of their goal, it makes them so awkward. And a team I see do that a lot. Former team is Cloud9. As I say it, Antics gonna just beat everybody there to tie it up. My goodness, now we're back to a shootout here, it seems.
Oh, CG was just... he forced into a moment of hesitation right there. Not knowing if Sith was going to get the demo on the advancing, whichever Baron it was, advancing off kickoff right there. And so that moment of hesitation left the near side open, and ISU give up their lead again. 3 minutes and change left. We've already seen 4 goals. No mention might have just added another, but Sino is right there on the goal line to save it away.
Yeah, big save, Antics. Looking to push, but immediately right back to attacking. Oh, no mention, almost with a cheeky double tap. Manny, the long clear, maybe just gonna buy some time for his team, or maybe set somebody up here, as neither Sith or no mention can find this. Can CG? No, and no mention clanged out of the way. Antics finds that low 50. He does that well. I wouldn't be surprised to find that Antics is a bit of a once player.
Oh, Manny, double down center. No mention has no boost, but still gets the ball away. This is a big chance for Bruton Parker. Sith is the only player on the Redbirds that has any boost in the tank, and that ends up actually working out. He refuels the midfield line, takes a shot far side. It's off net. The rebound denied by Antics. ISU nearly escaped a dire defensive situation with a goal on the other end, but Bruton Parker keep us tied up.
Yeah, it has a little bit of Rocket League gods smiling down upon Sino there. He got pushed up just a bit too far, got beat, and luckily the most valuable post was there to bat it away. They almost lost the tie again. They almost went back down, as I don't think Bruton Parker have led yet here in this game 3, though we are tied up.
Mansion half flipping and giving that ball up to Antics. That leaves CG alone, but no one for Bruton Parker moved up as quickly as Antics did, so CG stops ball. No, Bruton Parker have flipped the field. Sino on target.
Oh!
Sino to the back of the net to propel Bruton Parker out in front.
And I love it. I mean, they're just taking turns, this Bruton Parkers, while they're taking turns of who is stepping up the biggest in you know, game 1, then game 3,
Yep.
and now it's Sino in game 5. I absolutely love to see that.
And here he goes again. Big win off kickoff. Does he bump No Mansion? I'm not sure. CG had that play covered up before it even got back to the goal line, where No Mansion may or may not have been bumped. So, Illinois State down a goal here. CG upfield trying to cause some havoc. Will give No Mansion a chance on net, but Manning saves the ball away. Can't clear the zone though. CG takes over again, 10 boost in hand, and can't get through Sino on the near side. Illinois State trying to grind away the Bruton Parker defense, and that double commit could help their efforts, but they still are no closer to scoring than they were 10 seconds ago.
Oh, Manny. Barely keeping that one out. You can tell Illinois State not in full desperation mode yet, but certainly a sense of urgency beginning here, as they don't want to give up an insurance goal. CG forced to stop dead right in front of the goal for that save, so not going to be able to push out into offense. No boost. Sith will take over. Little bit of a pinch, but it's right to Antics, who's coming off the ceiling. The fake from Manny.
Oh, he stopped
the
him.
Chaos, the sacrifice, the goal. My goodness, Bruton Parker, you said it. I mean, they're making me eat my words here. I said they were going to lose after dropping that game 3. I don't know now.
Antics got the bump on CG, and then his momentum propelled him into sacrificing himself and slowing down Sith enough to secure that goal. Bruton Parker might have just secured their second Summer Series win in spectacular fashion. 4-2 now. The Redbirds have No Mansion off the ceiling, but a 2-goal deficit to erase in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and that was probably their last chance there, especially with the Manny demo. And man, he's just gonna make sure that one goes in, as Antics may have missed that off the post, but that should certainly do it. I tell you, they just broke the trend. It was game 1, game 3 went to Illinois State, games 2 and 4 to Bruton Parker. They stepped up, they said, no more swapping games, we're taking this one in 5.
Well, the Barons are eating good tonight. Redbirds on the menu in Game 5. Sino almost added a 6th. It's a good save by CG, but I'm sure Illinois State a bit frustrated with how this series slipped through their hands. They had the 2-1 best-of-5 lead, but Bruton Parker made the comeback happen. That was a spectacular turnaround after getting blown out 4-1 in Game 1. They started demoing, and they did not stop demoing throughout that best-of-5, and they're now 2-4 in Summer Series play.
Yep, and again, anybody who's ever heard me cast, even if you only heard me cast once, you know how big of a fan I am of physicality and just straight bully ball. And it just serves so many purposes. One, it opens up the pitch, it buys some time for your team, or it might make an open net. But on top of that, the constant demos, the bumps, it gets in your head. No matter how high caliber of a player you are, eventually that is going to get in your head. And I have to wonder, how much did that play into that? But very well done. And, neither side should hang their head at all with that one. That was a fantastic series.
It was. I'm so glad. I was disappointed at first that we took away the full best-of-7 series format for this one. Yeah. But the quality of that best-of-5 plus the overtime was essentially 6 games. So that was a series that more than made up for switching the format on us last second. And Illinois State, they dropped to 1-3 in Summer Series now, but man, their quality of play does not fit a 1-3 label. I would not be surprised to see them make a run in, we're not even in the second half of round robin play for them with 15 matches. So in the next 75% of round robin, I wouldn't be surprised to see Illinois State improve even more.
Yeah, I have to fully agree with you. And again, it's crazy that, you know, we watch a team like that, so talented, and then they have that record, right? It just goes to show, again, we briefly talked about it before the series, but that's just where the level of competition is. And, you know, that's why I couldn't be more happy that you brought me on tonight. And I always so happy to cast some CRL, because a lot of people I don't think realize just how high level CRL is, especially some of the better teams. And I think that series there just really epitomized that.
It did. It did. That was pure entertainment. And I'm going to put the schedule up one more time, because I know we were talking a lot about summer series, but this is Monday Night Lights, the SEL versus Great Lakes CRL night on MNL. And we started off with Radford being reverse swept in a best of 7 by Davenport. So a 4-3 win for Great Lakes there. Then MSU 4-0ing UNC Charlotte to make it 2-0 Great Lakes, but Bruden Parker bringing it back in Game 5 and putting one on the board for the SEL. And so all the pressure, all the hopes of the SEL tonight lay on the shoulders of East Tennessee as they take on Rochester Christian in about 15 minutes time. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to play a video from the last SEL versus Great Lakes CRL night we had, where Tennessee and Michigan State put together the most insane game I have ever watched in my my Rocket League casting career. So enjoy that in the meantime, but we will be back in a bit. Please enjoy the break. On confidence, and if they're putting up 7 goals against you, it's going to be tough to stop them going forward, because now they feel unlocked. They can go for redirects, they can go for crazy demo plays.
We have Mar.
Mar is back. Okay,
he's alive, ladies and gentlemen. Call out the search party,
and we'll see if he joins the pitch. Rocket Man and Knock have both joined, and Mar has joined as well. Okay, it's basically just a game advantage, Bub, for UTK, as we can now really start the best of 7 with Mar in the lineup.
Nah, it's fine, Michigan State. They don't need that game. We're underway here in Game 2. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Joe Bro and Mar kick us off as it goes back into the Michigan State corner, where Rocketman booms it downfield. Now, Knock straight to the middle for Mar. Almost the instant impact from the man who was missing in Game 1 for Michigan State.
What a story that would have been. And Mar is pestering Crisp there in the corner, but Crisp still gets through everyone. And despite the Mar buff, UTK picks up right where they left off.
It's just an early commit from Rocketman as the third man, and UTK know how to deal with that. Just get it around him, get it to the middle. That's probably the worst man to have in that position, too, if you're Michigan State, to see Crisp the one with the ball. 1-0 UTK early on as here comes Mar. Flip reset. He goes underneath. It's loose out in front, but Shaka steers it aside for now. Knock with the 50. Now Rocketman. This one will drop down in front. Crisp clears it away to the side for now. He's got a second touch. It is Knock to the backboard. Demo comes out. Is Rocketman there? He was, but Joe Bro was faster, and now Mar once more. One touch. Can he get 2? He'll get the dunk. Now Knock playing the corner bounce. Into the air we go. He tries to go around Joe Bro. Doesn't quite work out for him. Rocketman called into action here. He might go for the bump on Joe Bro. No, he'll go for the ball in the 50s. All the way back out to Crisp, who goes to the backboard, and UTK will break out for now.
You can see the instant impact, though, for Michigan State. That was a stint of offense that I don't think Sparty got outside of like the first 30 seconds of the game. Like, they controlled that possession so well. Better reads, better on-the-ball presence, but you can't be giving Crisp space like that. No one put a hand up, and Crisp uses that to take a shot and set up Joe Bro for an easy follow.
What's the old saying, Bepic? Hand down, man down. Mar was down. Rocketman was left alone on the goal line, and that's just too much room for Joe Bro. He will bear that every single time. 3:42 to go,
What?
And it's 3-0.
There is no way.
You can't make this stuff up, right? Joe Bro has 3 goals on 3 shots, picking up right where he left off in the last game. Are you what?
They sent 2. They sent 2 on the diagonal kickoffs, and they score a goal off of it. That's some like European RLCS kickoff strats that we saw a whole lot of over the weekend, and UTK is using it to extend their lead.
Oh, that's a beautiful pass, but Mar target. Michigan State, one good look to get him back in it. Not happening quite yet. Rocket Man out in front. Joe Bro just sitting in the net waiting in crisp. A beautiful touch to get it around and put pressure on. He'll go off the corner, out to the mid. Michigan State not rotating back to net quick enough. Joe Bro, 4 for 4 in game 2.
Joe Bro's feeling it. He's got another Texas-sized hat trick. Are you kidding me? He's just hitting everything right now.
We're not even 2 minutes in.
That's why it's so important to start strong against UTK, because once they're rolling, once they believe that they can hit every single shot, get every single flip reset against you, they probably are, because they're going for all of that, and they're all capable of hitting that sort of thing. So Michigan State, they got to do the same thing. They got to find a way to stop the bleeding. They got to find a way to make sure they're spaced properly in defense, because they have given up so much off of double commits like that.
I mean, right now, I hate to say it, but if you're Michigan State, rotate back quicker. Don't worry about the fact that you need 4 right now. Just find a way long-term to stabilize what's going wrong here. And I think the big issue I've seen so far, Bepic, is they're just not getting back in time. Why not? It's not 5 for 5. It's 5 for 6 for Joe Bro. He's got another.
All right, well, he's not shooting 100%. We'll just give the win to Michigan State, I think.
Yeah.
He's not perfect. Who cares?
Pack it up, boys. That was a good run by UTK, but Michigan State's gonna win it the rest of the way here. I'm actually gonna turn my monitor off here, Bepic. I don't think you need to see the rest of it.
Okay, the Great Lakes monitor, like it's like, oh, a monitor's
There we
what?
go.
How does that work? How do you will them to score in a kickoff goal like that by just threatening to turn your monitor off?
Listen, man, Mar just knows, and Rocket Man, he heard the disrespect and he said, "Not on my watch."
I mean, Mar was saying in general chat of the Monday Night Lights server that we're all in, he was like, all right, I gotta put
Hey, there he is again.
Great Lakes hopes on my back, right? I mean, he's got the assist right there. It's Rocket Man scoring, but nice cheat.
Hey, I still haven't said I'm turning the monitor on. I know I can see everything that's going on. Don't think too much into it. The monitor is definitely off. It's 5-2, just under halfway gone, and I feel like we've almost seen a whole series here in the first 2 games, just with the, not necessarily the story, but the content coming out of it. Almost another Joe Bro. Effective on offense, effective on defense as well. And now Mar, man, who's got a couple himself. And Shaka to crisp off the backboard. Here's not having to deal with that insanely quick counterattack from UTK. Here's Shaka and Mar up just in time. Joe Bro, the double, a little heat check maybe there. This one's not in, and now Rocket Man's gonna go low, and Michigan State get away for now. Not got the open net. Rocket Man cleared the way, and well, I could make a pun about Knox's name. I'm gonna choose not to because I've overused that joke this year, but it's 5-3 UTK, and it was 5-0 not even 2 minutes ago, Bepic.
Okay, I mean, Michigan State has showed some fights. If they can overcome a 5-goal deficit, then I'll be impressed. Until then, I'm just a little astounded that we've gotten this close to the comeback happening. That could be 4. All 3 orange cars just went. That's a shot from Mar. The follow-up is good. How does he hit that? What a shot by Mar.
I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that Joe Bro is currently shooting 5 for 6. We mentioned it was over. A comeback sign. Michigan State has stormed back, and it is Rocket Man and Mar leading the way right now for MSU.
All right, Cum, you better give them some better head kisses like that. Any better motivation from the facility, because they are getting destroyed at the moment. That's 5. That's it. We're tied.
I said earlier, Bepic, with the Ohio Northern game that we've seen teams come back from worse. We just saw a team come back from worse.
And not only that, but they came back from being 5 goals down in 1:20. It was 2:42 when UTK scored their 5th goal. And Michigan State has done all of this work in about half of the half that they had to make the comeback happen, and that
Mar.
was nearly the lead as Mar kind of backflipped out of that.
Again, maybe Great Lakes copium here, but if Mar doesn't backflip, I think it's 6-5. Here's Joe Bro. He's kicked away by Knock. Nice to see the Spartans finally resisting that UTK offense that's seemingly only been, one guy, but you can't discount 4 assists for Crisp either. It's just been, it's been Joe Bro and Crisp versus Mar and Rocket Man. It feels like so far.
Well, we'll see if Shaka and Knock can show up for their teams later. Who is it gonna be to stop this Michigan State run? Because that's 6 unanswered. UTK just gave up an open net to give up 6 unanswered goals in a game where Michigan State was down by 5.
I can't tell. The line's been blurred for me, Bepic, if I'm casting or cheering at this point. What a comeback so far for Michigan State. 39 seconds to go. And somebody, this game's got to be
no.
Oh, no.
You're kidding.
I was going to say this game's got to be studied, but no, that catch from Crisp needs to be analyzed. What is that?
He just read that all the way from the ceiling to the ground. He was right there to catch it. And all right, UTK has stopped the bleeding. They've slapped a little Band-Aid on a big old wound. Now, can they salvage this game and find the win? Or can Michigan State recover from having their streak ended? Though Shaka pass to nobody. Joe Bro's there for the follow-up. Is there anyone back for Michigan State? Yes, there is. Rocket Man is there, but UTK seems like they're back.
Oh man, the way this game's going, I'm just waiting for UTK to get 4 more unanswered, because when one happens, multiple do. Here comes Joe Bro, and I called it! 7-6, a double hat trick for Joe Bro!
And we got a raid! Mr. Pyro J has sent 34 viewers our way. Jake, I can't believe you raided. I mean, thank you so much for the raid, but you just missed a 5-goal comeback. UTK was up 5-0 at the start of this game. Michigan State made it 6-5. And UTK has now taken the lead. Michigan State has to score on 0 seconds to force an overtime. We'll see what they can do. The ball is still up. Rocket Man, though, needs to get there, and he can't. Bub, that might have been the most insane game of Rocket League I have ever watched. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I want to know what the record for goals is on a Monday Night Lights show match at this point, because that's got to be close, right? I mean, holy...
13 is crazy.
5-0, and then 6-5, and then... Well, Joe Bro decided that he was going to play some Rocket League for at least a couple seconds again, and made it 7-6 UTK, but... Honestly, I can't tell if Michigan State survived, if UTK survived. Did anyone survive out of this? Like, what have we learned?
I don't, I genuinely don't know. I can say with great confidence, I have casted probably several thousand games of Rocket League. In my time as a caster, my 3.5 years, I have never seen a game like that. Ever. A 5-goal comeback, I have never seen. A 4-goal comeback, maybe, like once or twice. A 3-goal comeback, yeah, plenty. 5 goals, and then the comeback doesn't even work out. Michigan State still lost. Like, Shaka had 142 points, Bub, in a game where UTK scored 7. How does that make sense?
I can't tell you. Joe Bro, that's my only answer. At the end of the day, Joe Bro was the one who just decided who was winning and losing that game. I want to know the rest of the series plays out, because right now I feel like this series...
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, where I'm here with Bub for the final series of the night. I don't know why this cam's not working at the moment, but I'll get that
The camera
sorted.
strikes again.
It does. It's been against us tonight. I don't know what's up with that, but the entertainment has not been tonight, Bub, as the results so far have brought us to a 2-1 challenge lead in favor of Great Lakes. So East Tennessee for the SEL has to beat Rochester Christian here for us to be tied up. I mean, the competition has been so great tonight.
It has, honestly. I was hyping up that ISU, that Bruton Parker series for a reason, and it 100% lived up to everything we expected it to. This Eastern Tennessee RCU series, I'm excited. I really want my Great Lakes boys to walk away with a win tonight. I mean, obviously a win is better than a split, but I think a good showing so far for both, especially, I mean, Bruton Parker being able to battle back like that is incredible.
And the fact that that was a summer series match as well makes it even better, as that was as close as you would hope a summer series match is. So we will be getting into this series shortly, as both teams are in the lobby, and we have a special sub making an appearance for RCU in this one. Bob, you want to talk about that?
My co-founder, Brave, he is filling in for RCU to start this series, and this is, I think I've got to cast Brave once or twice before. It's always a good time, but Bepic, it's your turn. Kick us off.
All right, game number 4, I guess match number 4 of the SEL and Great Lakes MNL contest is underway. Let's see if things cap off the way they began with an electric Game 7 match. We've come full circle now. I really think this could go the distance with two former teammates in Skyline and Magic, both at Cumberland last semester, taking each other on to cap off the Great Lakes versus SEL night. And there's Magic scoring the first.
Well, the new one on the block for Rochester Christian gets started with a flip reset over his former teammate and up over the top of Landon. A good start here for RCU. And this ETSU roster, I think I've casted these guys once or twice. Definitely a different roster than what I remember. Just good to see. And speaking of good to see, Adrift, a fantastic shot right off the kickoff, and suddenly that magic shot means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he just leveled that on target and right in Magic's face as well. I feel like that was somewhat personal after Magic started off the scoring against ETSU, and now he has the equalizer scored right on him. But Magic looking to respond now. Cuts the ball around the back wall, but can't get it center for Brave, who has to bail out. Let Skies take over, and take over Skies does, but Magic missed the shot. It's off the bar and out.
That is unfortunate in every way, shape, and form. Rochester Christian still with some pressure here. Skyline will send this one all the way back down to his former teammate who makes the save. Landon, a pot shot towards the net. It's just off the woodwork, and now Skies will try and bring it back the other way. Magic will send it into the corner. Adrift is there. Landon will follow it up. Brave pops it up in the middle for now, tries to cut it off. Skyline with a shot. Easy save there in front for Magic. Adrift to the backboard. Follow through. Landon kicked away there by Brave as he pops it high. Brave will try and control it low. Now up the wall. No, he'll just try and pinch it out. Adrift will get this one up over the top of him. Sky's up in defense on his own backboard. One touch and maybe two. Not quite enough boost to stick with it as Landon gets in for the challenge. Now Magic up to Skies. A double commit. Comes out for ETSU, but Landon keeps the pressure on. He'll throw it off the backboard. Brave, a beautiful pop for Skies, and back the other way comes RCU.
I was not thinking that Brave was going to be this good, but that save set up Skies for a wonderful solo effort. He took it off his own back wall and polished off a wonderful solo play with a poke over Adrift's head. 2-1 RCU.
Well, I would think, Bepic, for as long as we've seen Skies around the CRL scene, people would know by now, don't give the man space.
No.
They gave him a little bit too much space, and suddenly RCU up on top. Adrift will ping this one off his own corner and then tries to follow through. Landon back the other way. Towards the net, Magic the save. Adrift's going to curl back for this one up the wall. Magic staying with it, gets the 50 down towards mid. Skyline swings and misses, and here comes Skies. Tried to find Brave across. Skyline in the corner will take the 50. He'll boom it up for Landon. Landon cut off there by Magic. No follow through coming, so Adrift with one touch. Skies will contest this one. Does he have another? Harassed a little bit there by Landon. Skyline towards the net. Magic. Easy steer for him. Skyline towards the backboard again. Gets a bump. Skies is awkward. Almost own goals. But Magic will stay with it as it goes across. And back towards Landon. Here's a shot. Skies up over the top of him. And Magic with a pre-flip save. And another one cut off by Skies off the centering pass.
Oh, the defense out of RCU is brilliant through the first 3 minutes of game one. I don't know how they're making some of the stops they are right now. I really feel like East Tennessee should have tied us up by now. But Rochester Christian, they find a way out. No, I don't know how long they'll stay out. As Skies is duking it out for possession here. It actually ends up winning the ball to Braid. He fakes a drift out, makes it awkward for Skyline, but ETSU get away for now.
Adrift will stay with this one. Magic watches it up the right wall, will get to it, but gets harassed right off. Brave exercising the speed we know he has. Gets a demo. Skies. Another bump from Brave, and he misses! An open net for Skies, 2 for RCU, and we're still 2-1.
The Rocket League spectator client was in favor of Skies right there. For me, I didn't even see how Skies missed that. And so Stream didn't either, but RCU another chance gone by the wayside. ETSU given a gift here in game one, a game they should be winning, with Brave playing for Luca right now, because Luca is coming back, mind you. This Brave substitution is only temporary, but with 60 seconds left, it's RCU in front.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Brave has made his presence known here in this game. He's gone for several bumps, got a demo, assisted on Sky's leading goal. He's not been inactive. He's made himself known. And I don't know if ETSU knows really how to react to it.
It is sometimes a wrench in your game plan when you have someone that is a distinctly lower rank than all the other players in the lobby or that you're used to playing to. It can throw you off. And hey, Landon has recovered from any throwing off that Brave's substitution might have caused as he feels this pass from Adrift and slams it through two.
Speaking of throwing off, I think Skies was expecting the 50. Well done by Landon to just slow play, go for 250 as we're tied at 2 with 35 seconds to go. Landon to the far side, gets the boost off the ceiling. Does he have anything with him? Double flip reset to Skyline! And a big save by Skies. Adrift will circle back on this one. The midfield Braves sitting all the way up on the backboard. His Skies will follow this 50 up. Skyline right there. Goes across, Magic chasing this one down, gets a demo. Skies pinches it. This is going to go middle. No shot there, though, for RCU as we enter the last 10 seconds. Skyline, left back for Landon. Tries to go up. Brave gets a beautiful 50 in front of his net. With 1 second on the clock, it might be headed to overtime, but maybe not on the goal line, and we get OT.
Oh my, another close shave tonight. We've seen plenty of OTs, plenty of 0-second shenanigans, and we will get a little bit extra game one in our final series of the night. A drift ball straight down. Magic almost put that in, but Landon still given an opportunity to rebound. And even then, that won't fall. The defense of RCU clears, and Brave tries to dunk a drift. No, it's Magic that finds a touch. And Rochester Christian will get a bit of offense on the board.
And I do want to take a quick moment to speak just on the experience we've seen with RCU, even in past series, as this one on target. Magic makes the save. We have seen them go relatively unaffected in previous series when playing with substitutions. This is not abnormal for them. They do have a play style that works well with everyone, regardless of skill level, if you will. And they have played with Brave before. I mean, he's been in CRL. The running comment we always make in the Great Lakes community is that he did beat Lion Blaze in shooting percentage in his one game played. Skies will take control, get a 50 across. It's too hot for Magic to handle. They'll follow this one up off the sidewall. Adrift is there to get it out and back into the RCU corner. Skies one touch up, tries to get the second, gets the dunk on Landon. Landon trying to stay with it. It's on target, but Skyline was right there for the save.
That's a double commit. Adrift and Skyline both going for the same ball. That allows Magic a little bit of room to work with, but the defense again prevailing for East Tennessee. They'll get the ball to the midfield line, only as far as Brave. He stops him for a moment, but Adrift will get deeper into orange territory for a moment. East Tennessee, they just can't stay out of defense right now because there's an anchor pulling them back towards their net. They'll escape for a moment, but then be pushed right back to their goal line, which Brave should get them right back to. They'll play patiently here, waiting for a teammate to join him, but
Magic.
Drift has intercepted the ball, could get it center here, and no one could read the pinch pass mid.
This may be one of the most exciting individual games we've had, and that counts the ISU Bruton Parker, mainly because of the amount of unpredictability we've seen. What is that, 3 open nets now, and nothing going for either team here in game 1?
No, really, especially in overtime, where we've seen an extreme silence of goals, obviously, having made it a half a game's length into extra time here, but a couple of close chances. The defense is just narrowly getting out of danger. Magic testing the ETSU backline again. A Drift stopped with low boost, gets the ball away, Skyline receives and follows up. Skies' touch into the corner. Oh, will exit promptly though, as Landon moves in. Centers the ball for a Drift, and his ball to the back wall will find no one but defense. Brave will put the ball out to the corner, and again, it's safety for RCU.
Skies is going to chase this clear down. A Drift has Skyline across, tries to find him. Magic up to intercept and does just that. Skies into the corner. Does he have the second? No. Magic curls back. Brave intercepts Landon's play. Skyline, he's going to go for the shot, actually, and the double finds its way through. Magic frozen on the goal line from his ex-teammate.
That was clean from Skyline. Picked it up and put it down in Magic's face as well, like you called, Bob. That's why I picked this matchup. I just wanted to see Skyline versus Magic, in all honesty. And like, it's a close match as well. But man, I love the ex-teammate narrative. And Magic started off the scoring in this game. Skyline finished it off with the final touch of the game. And that gives East Tennessee game 1.
And it was a good start for RCU. I mean, they got a couple quick ones. ETSU stuck with it. Magic 6 saves. They were unbeatable for the most part if you threw something straight on. The only option really for Skyline there was to go for some form of deception, and it worked absolutely beautifully to give ETSU that first game.
We'll see if they can do it again, though. Long series, of course, and no lead of any game's length is safe on Monday Night Lights. Like, we've seen a 3-0 lead go by the wayside, turn into a loss, so ETSU still has a lot of work to be done. RCU the same. And Landon is hopping in Twitch chat in between games 1 and 2. So I know he's feeling confident. I like to see that.
Well, I do want to take a quick moment as we get started here in game 2. We were talking off stream a little bit before this series started. Zen Zero, who just called a wonderful series there. The last one we just saw between ISU and BPC. This is his favorite CRL team in RCU, playing against his hometown, basically, with ETSU. He goes there all the time on campus to play basketball. It's an interesting story, something I just had to bring up because Zen, we know how much he supports his Rochester guys, but that's it's kind of a funny narrative to look at, kind of funny coincidence.
I didn't realize I was picking a match that would tear Zen Zero apart in terms of who to root for here, but hey, it's close at the very least, and that's what you could ask for with your two teams playing each other. ETSU narrowly squeaking out of game 1, and game 2, minute gone, no one scored just yet, possession's about even, it's just about as close as you can get at the moment.
And it's still, as you mentioned before, so many close calls for both sides. I mean, we've already seen, 2 for RCU, 1 right there for ETSU. They're close, but nothing quite finding the back of the net, at least not the way you would hope they would. Sky is able to deflect this challenge off into the corner. A Drift stays with Magic. Magic will try and work off of Skyline. He hits it off to the left wall. Skyline off the ceiling. Is he going to be able to stay with it? Not really. Skies will slow play this, just try and get some control, but a Drift there before he can even do it. Magic pops it up over Skyline. Skies right there. A lot of very close challenges for RC, but finally some space as Skies, flip reset in hand, uses it to get up over 1. Landon will send it from his backboard. Brave and Magic both recoil. It's Brave to challenge Landon here as it goes to the far side where Skies is waiting. A Drift up over the top of him, but now Magic up to the aforementioned Skies. Off the corner, back for Magic! He gets the demo on Landon. Brave up the left wall. What's he got in store for us? Off the ceiling. Drops it down for Skies!
What a play! Brave took that space off the sidewall, then off the ceiling, then mid to skies. Who calls him a sub? This guy should be the starter.
He might as well be right now. A fantastic play, and just like that, RCU is on top. Brave not able to get a challenge there. Skyline up over the top of Magic. The double! And Skyline is here as well. Don't forget the name. We're tied at 1.
One superstar counters the other. What a double from Skyline. That was crisp off the near post and in. And all right, the floodgates have opened.
2:57 to go. Brave and Skyline off the kickoff. Skies and a drift follow up. Magic off the kickoff, 1 touch. Now has 2. He's got Landon to deal with. He can't win that challenge as Skies will force the ball off of him. Brave tries to pop it back for Magic. Gets the good bump off Skyline, otherwise it's trouble. A couple team bumps come out here for RCU. They do survive for now. Brave swings and misses. Skies off the backboard. Anything coming here. A drift for Landon, and it's 2-1, and this is one you just had to see coming.
Yeah, they had so much pressure. They continuously put Rochester Christian in awkward spots on their goal line to where you felt like eventually ETSU had to find something. And that something was a Landon slot between the last defender and the near side. 2-1. ETSU went down early on here, but they have certainly found a way back.
Here's Magic off the backboard. Gets it around to drift. Skies off the sidewall. Brave and Skies go for the pinch. Brave will follow with 2 touches, tried for 3. Magic, the follow-up, is denied there by Skyline. A drift towards the net. Skies, an easy save, and now tries to flick it over Landon. That doesn't work out. Landon, the follow-through. Magic has to get there quick and does. Skies tries to turn on it, but Skyline right there. 1 touch. Brave sends it across for Magic, maybe. Landon cuts that one off. So many attempts here for RCU to get out, find the next guy, and ETSU so far just cutting everything down.
Even that one, Brave takes out Skyline, but still gets a toe on the ball, though RCU did actually get out on that play. So it pans out for him, and now Magic coming off the ceiling, contested by a drift on the back wall. Brave will try again, getting to attempt his hand at breaking through the near side corner, but even then, ETSU's defense holding firm here. And Landon gets a clear and gets a little extra. He nabs the boost in the corner, though has to give up the ball for it. Magic clears the zone, tests Skyline's ability to read off the back wall, and well, nothing at the moment. Both teams going back and forth. ETSU playing a lot of defense, but Rochester Christian hasn't found their equalizer yet.
Well, Brave had a look there at an open net off of Skies' demo, just wasn't able to get the execution. Here is Skies. 1 touch over a drift. Landon, the next one up, hits it into the corner. Magic towards the middle. Brave, the follow-through, tried to sneak through, but I think all 3 commit there for ETSU in 3 different directions. Skies across for Brave, cut off by a drift. 45 seconds to go. ETSU still holding on to a 1-0 lead. Magic off the sidewall, cut off by Landon. Does he have the ceiling read? He does, but Skies is there first. Gets it around 2, and now back the other way comes RCU. Skies with 1 in the middle. Low boost, goes underneath. Does he have anything else? No. Landon able to seal that one away. Magic trying to stay with it. Does he have anything else? Nothing that gets it out of the corner. Brave to Skies, and the shot is wide.
A great pass. Brave is just trying to dish his way to a tie ball game, but he is dusted there. Landon hops off the ceiling, grabs 100, and gets back to defend, but Skyline has the play read before Landon's even necessary, so he moves in, gives a drift a chance on an open net, which a drift takes full advantage of. East Tennessee secure game 2, and a 2-0 best-of-7 lead.
This is a good effort nonetheless. With 3 seconds on the clock for RCU, you have to just go. They tried it. It didn't quite work out. It's 3-1 ETSU, and they are halfway to splitting the night between SEL and Great Lakes CRL.
Halfway, but Luca, according to in-game chat, is about to sub in. So that makes the work for ETSU a little bit more difficult, I feel, because Brave slotted in very, very well. I will give him all the credit in the world, but Luca, Skies, and Magic twice were 1 series away from qualifying for CCA Summer Series. So that's a roster that made it a little bit further than ETSU there. So I'm wondering just how safe this 2-game lead is. Well,
I'm also going to work a second. I think we finally found a solution, Bepic, to the camera. I think
Alright.
we're good.
Yeah,
I hope we're good. Do we have the cameras back?
Let me get you set up, and you should be back here. Let me... There we go. We're back.
All right. Fantastic. You guys get to deal with seeing my face one more time. 2 more times maybe for the rest of the night. Who knows? Like you said, did Luca just change his name? I think Luca just changed his name. My screen shows Sheldon Dinkelberg. I am assuming that is Luca.
It's Luca for me, or it's Luca V for me.
Luke V. I love it when Rocket League can't figure out what a player's name is. Either way, we're underway here in Game 3, as it's actually Luca this time. Getting to kick off back to Skies. You mentioned before, this RCU roster, 1 series went away from CCA Summer Series. I believe it was Kennesaw State, if memory serves correctly, that eventually dashed those dreams. Landon going towards the net, and an open rebound for Skyline makes it 1-0.
Hey, that's a way to deal with your Luca problem right there. Just demo him. Adrift went straight for him on the goal line. Landon beat the other guy, and Skyline has the easiest attempt on his opponent's net that you will see all night. 1-0 East Tennessee.
Oh, well, make it 2-0.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm not sure what happened here. Luca just simply misses the kickoff.
Oh my word, the chat.
Oh, we have controller issues going on, apparently.
Okay, that's fair enough. So I guess Luca is going to fix his controller, and...
Hey, good start. He is hitting the ball. We're one step closer. Luca towards the net, kicked away by Skyline.
All right.
Another attempt there from Magic, cleared away. I think the chaos may have just ended. Magic maybe going for the bump. Skies is right there for the dunk. And that Luca goal means nothing now.
That was like a NASCAR pit stop level quick of switching a controller out. Because he got right back to playing. Made a save, it turned into possession for RCU, and boom, it's a goal. Magic and Skies combined for their first.
Well, here is Luca. He'll get 1 touch. Magic not able to follow. Skies will cut off the pass up from Skyline to Landon. Skyline will follow through. Landon abandoning the operation as Magic gets 1 touch. Adrift will just drop it back down. Skies takes over. Into the air. Gets a 50 there on Landon. Luca will wrap this one around. 1 touch, not quite a second. Magic. Luca going for the bump. Forces Adrift to move. He's got control now and gets around Skies. And that's an open net and a 3-1 lead for ETSU.
That is a mechanical player's dream right there. Not even a mechanical player, just a ground player. But Adrift stuck to the dirt right there, saw Skies challenging, he knew he had time to flick it, and you get yourself an open net as a result of that good read on the ground. 3-1 ETSU, Skyline sidewall redirection, nearly made it 4-1, but Magic gets up and grabs a save.
We got a little bit of banter going back and forth. The drama of the controller lives on, ladies and gentlemen. Magic from the backboard, trying to get over Skyline, does just that. Skies will try and work on Landon here. Up over the top of Luca, though. Here comes ETSU again, and another open net!
ETSU are just slamming the ball straight down the throat of RCU right now. They had 1 man to beat, and it wasn't just a simple flick this time. Skyline had to mix in a spicy demo, but it works. Whatever it takes to get that ball over the line. ETSU leading 4-1, and now are on the precipice of a 3-0 series lead.
I love how you mentioned mid-series that Landon was in the chat. Landon is mid-game in the Twitch chat, saying that Brave needs to come back in. Magic not able to make contact. The net's open. Luca off the corner will try and get it out. Skyline pop middle. Adrift tries to leave it back for somebody. Magic is there. Tries to work it downfield. Landon will watch from the corner. Skies off the ceiling. Does he have any more? He'll drop down. Goes for a bump. Landon will try and clear, and here is Luca with 1 flick over 1. Landon watching as he rotates back. Adrift will pop it up for Landon, and here comes ETSU again, and there's just no continued offense from RCU. It's been the whole game this way, really.
Now I'm wondering if Luke is just warming up right now. This is a pickup game for him, where he was a little late to the party, but now that he's here, he's got to get warmed up to the environment. And down 3 goals, you know, this will be the time to do it. Half a game of Rocket League
Make it
left,
4.
and we will make it 4, yeah. All right, ETSU putting another one in off of another bump play.
This is just ETSU coming in full force going, you know what? Beat us. We're just going to go straight at you.
Yep.
And we mentioned it before with the Michigan State series where it was just, we are going to be here. It's on you to beat us. And Rochester hasn't really responded so far.
No, they look better with Braven. So far, I don't think that's like an insult, because it's true. RCU have not been able to stop East Tennessee in the first 3 minutes. Straight up, they've been leaking goals, especially in transition defense, which, I mean, if you roll the tape, Brave was making some good saves in transition defense the first couple of games. So, 100 seconds left, and RCU needs something taking a game 4.
The Skies is going to try and work this one back upfield. A bunch of bumps come out in the backfield. Again, ETSU effectively just bullying RCU. I thought Adrift was missing that shot. Luca gets a demo. This one pops out to the middle for Skies, who hits the post. Luca off the backboard. Anybody else there? Magic into the middle for Skies. One touch, leaves it behind. Magic will pop it towards the net. Still off the pipe. Adrift into Skyline and now into the corner. Magic trying to find something for Skies, and finally, RCU back on the board.
Okay, yeah, finally it should be in italics, it should be underlined, bolded, because RCU put so many good-looking attempts on the blue net right there that it took way too long for them to get their second goal on the board. and I mean, it feels good to score a goal, obviously. It's the goal of Rocket League, but man, they should have had that second one earlier and been looking for a third, maybe a fourth by now.
Well, Magic's just going to cut this one off. He had Skies directly underneath, but couldn't find him. Now Luca towards the corner. Magic is there for the follow-through, but it's cleared all the way downfield. Adrift sends it further. Skies a little awkward. Now Luca. Leave it behind for Skies. Skies downfield. Adrift and Skyline will be there as it's Skyline taking control. Now Adrift with the pinch. Luca, the last one left behind. 30 seconds to go in game 3, and well, here we are again for the 3rd time today, staring down the barrel of a sweep.
Yeah, and one of those sweeps came true. One of those resulted in a win for the team that wasn't up 3-0 in the best of 7. So I'm going to continue with the narrative that I don't know what to expect, even with ETSU going up 3 games to none. Rochester Christian, they've got the talent to reverse sweep. I will give them that, but they've got to start putting it together in their opponent's box. Everywhere else, it looked pretty good. In the second half of the game, they were able to hold ETSU in a fair amount of check, but they have to finish their opportunities straight up.
I mean, yeah, just they were out of their own end a lot. The problem is every single time that ETSU got the ball in their own end, it just felt automatic. What did we see? 3, like, super easy counterattack goals at this level.
Yeah.
Just early commits or bad positioning. Just, this is not what we're used to seeing from an RCU roster like this. And, well, my Great Lakes heart still says reverse sweep Rochester easy, but I don't know if that's in the cards tonight.
I mean, if we're tied at the end of tonight, don't we go to game differential to see which conference ends up winning the competition?
Oh man, and we've had 3. But I mean, if man, I'm trying to even put the math together because we've had 2 series that have gone the distance, and both of those have gone the way of SEL teams, if I remember correctly.
I think.
No, never mind.
Yeah, it would be tied. If ETSU sweeps this, we are tied in game differential as well. Which,
that's
hey,
unbelievable.
First blood. They've beaten Skyline has beaten Skies there, and has put ETSU up by the first goal in game 4. They very well could sweep RCU right now.
I don't even know what I'm talking about, Bepic. I totally forgot that it was Davenport that got the reverse sweep, not the other way around. Here's a shot on target that Luca, who is once again on my screen, I don't know about you, Bepic, has been renamed to Sheldon Dinkelberg. We're going to continue calling him Luca. Adrift. Right there to get it up over 1. Now to the backboard, Skies. Up near the ceiling. Musty's it out, looking for Luca down downfield. Does Luca have the follow? He does. Anybody there? Skies pops it up. Does he have Magic in the midfield? Not much left in the tank for him to do anything, though. And that allows ETSU to clear as far as Magic in midfield. He gets one touch. Luca down to Skies. It's high. The rebound is not available for Magic. And here comes ETSU again. Magic caught awkward. Skyline to the backboard. Skies is there. He will try and move this one forward. Kicked away there by Adrift. Skies will pop this one up. Skyline will stay with it. Magic just watching from below. Skies now takes possession. Flip reset in hand. Goes slow. Tries to get around Landon, but runs out of real estate as Luca will take this one back the other way.
I love that look, though. RCU, they're starting to swarm in the offensive zone. But East Tennessee somehow get out of these situations unscathed for the most part. Even last game, all the sticky spots they put in, they got out, but not this one. Luke will put the finishing touch on a beautiful pass off the ceiling, and RCU get there first.
This looks significantly more like the RCU we're used to seeing so far, Bepic. I mean, they give up the one, but the possession is relatively standard for them. They're not conceding counterattacks. This looks relatively normal, but here's ETSU on a quick counter off the kickoff. Nothing available, though, as Skies will pop this one up. Skyline has to chase it. Magic up as well, and Adrift will go to the backboard but not make contact. Luca bumped off the boost. That's going to cause problems later on. Skies will try and carry this one out. Has to do it solo. Flip reset, maybe underneath. Adrift just reads it and sends it down. Gets the second touch that will stay behind for Landon, and ETSU back on offense once more.
Luke, that is AFK in the corner.
I wonder if the controller has disconnected officially.
Yeah, I hope not. We'll see if RCU can withstand this temporary 2v3. Magic and Skies doing well so far, but eventually you feel like they gotta crumble no matter how good you are. Skyline mid, and Luca is back, it looks like, as Magic is attempting to clear the zone.
Luca looks like he's trying to figure something out. I wonder if he just said... It makes you wonder if he's just trying KBM at this point. Magic will move this one upfield. Tries to go for the pinch. Landon is there off the ground double. Adrift will send this one down. Luca backflips. Landon to the backboard. Magic back the other way. Luca just going for the bump. Magic flip reset in hand. Drop down for Skies, and it's kicked away by Adrift. A good look for RCU, but nothing on the scoreboard.
And Luke has been tripped up by Landon, which gives him access to the ball. He'll pinch it right back the other way. The ball finds its way to Adrift, but Skies was just as fast to get to the ball. But Skyline finds Landon for an open net shot that he misses. Adrift on cleanup duty. No harm done, he says. 2-1 ETSU.
I have no words. I am out of words, Bepic. I think we've seen... It's 3-0 ETSU. The entertainment value that this series has brought us is significantly more than what a 3-0 would suggest with a minute 16 on the clock.
Yeah, I'm with you. RCU, in several of these games so far, I feel like have deserved the game win. Like, ETSU is just narrowly edging them out. I mean, game one was an overtime here. A minute left. They're down by 1 if they end up dropping it. This is another one I feel like that they deserve to win. But ETSU finding those little advantages, finding Skyline with space to shoot. He can't make contact, though. And so, we'll stick at a 2-1 scoreline. East Tennessee out in front, but Rochester Christian looking for blood.
Magic will watch this one, gets it around 1, has to follow up. Skyline just goes for the bump. Magic flicks it high. Adrift is there. He'll pop it back. Sky's off his own backboard. Maybe going for a psycho. Can't quite get it. This one loose out on a near post, and it's 3-1. Skyline again off his former teammate.
Skies played that so awkwardly. He was trying to get it away. I think contemplated the psycho a bit too long. Didn't get to the corner immediately, and that resulted in a soft touch that was immediately put right back into the orange box. And ETSU now on the doorstep of sweeping Rochester Christian, and it's been an awkward series for RCU. You can't blame them for getting 4-0'd, but They've been very
Hey,
close
wait a
in
minute.
a lot of these games, and I will wait just that 1 minute as RCU have given themselves life.
Again, awkward, as you said, but at this point for RCU, you'll take what you can get. Wow. I mean, I'm hoping. I've got hopium. Luca goes for the kickoff. It does look like he is playing on KBM just with the way his car is moving around the field. He's gonna go for one here. Sky's able to get up with it. Magic around Landon to the backboard. Skyline was bumped, but stayed with it, and that will do it. ETSU salvages the day for SEL as we end on a 2-2 split.
I can't believe that. I mean, +1 for Great Lakes in the first series. Michigan State makes it +5 in terms of games and a 2-0 series lead. Burton Parker makes it +4. ETSU brings it all the way back to 0. Unbelievable. Like, all the chaos that unfolded tonight, all the overtimes, all the game 5s, game 7s, and we end up dead even. And RCU, I mean, kind of an asterisk. I'll say that as the SEL guy. Like, I want to know what would have happened had they not had the substitution, the Luca controller issues. I don't know, because a lot of those games were close in that last series, but East Tennessee, they found ways to win, and they looked good for the most part doing it.
Well, hey, maybe, just maybe, some redemption coming up here very, very soon, Bepic, because I know we're doing this again in the not too distant future. But they'll definitely have their chance back at it one more time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I would love to. After how tonight went, we have to set up another SEL versus Great Lakes night, because it's been close in both matchups. I mean, entertainment, we had the game of UTK versus Michigan State we played during the break. I mean, Bruton Parker's Summer Series heroics earlier. The Davenport best of 7 reverse sweep was absurd. SEL versus Great Lakes just produces incredible Rocket League no matter who is playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Bepic, we'll see you here very, very soon on the Great Lakes channel for this upcoming weekend for our Summer Showdown event. Great Lakes CRL on Twitch. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are live on Saturday, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Please, if you want to see more from Great Lakes CRL, go check us out. We're active this weekend, and maybe you'll get an idea on what we do a little bit more often.
Heck yeah. Go follow them on Twitter, on Twitch, all the platforms. But we're going to be sending a raid Vaudible's way as he's casting CCA Summer Series right now. Looks like LCU versus UT Dallas. But thank you so much for watching the SEL versus Great Lakes Monday Night Lights extravaganza. That was an insane night of Rocket League, and I appreciate all of you that tuned in. Great Lakes, thank you for helping make this possible. Bub helped me a ton. JTV, Zen Zero, Cap, everybody else that helped out tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Mr. Bepic. I'll see you next time.